Hello to the YouTube gamers. If you're on vertical stream, this is gonna look really bad because everything's on the left corner. But hello, welcome. Welcome. Should probably put this on screen. To the official Dazzling Oreo 2025 movie tier list ranking chat, etc. Today, first off, I fixed my internet, so if on YouTube, it's not gonna lag anymore. Thank God. Thank God. Basically, I'm talking about movies. This is also kind of a New Year's Eve stream, so I'm also just gonna talk about myself. Been through a whole lot. Trial tribulations, but I know God. The devil want to put me in a bow tie. Sorry. That's I by Kendrick Lamar. Nah, I love myself. It's a good song, man. But I only like the album version, not the single. The album version, I like the backup singers. The regular version is probably the most known, where it's in a Call of Duty. Actually, no, it was on Vine, probably. But the background is the dudes going, I love myself. But in the album version, it's women. And they're going, I love myself. And it's a lot better sounding. To me, at least. But the caveat with the album version is it's got like 2 minutes of talking at the end, which is good on an album. But if you're trying to jam, you gotta kind of skip it. I skip it sometimes. Listen, this is a movie stream. We're talking about movies. Although we could talk about anything, man. It's just chatting stream. It's been a while since I did a just chatting stream, but I should do them more often because I need to every now and then I finish a Hades stream and I'm like, man, I didn't talk about anything. I was just I was let's playing, man, which is embarrassing. It's this boon is pretty powerful. And there's no common boons this night, so maybe I'll pass on this one. Go for a Daedalus hammer. And I should be freaking going all I'm saying is, I think it's crazy that people are taking their phones out in the movie theaters to wrap it back around. I don't know, it's good for discourse on Twitter, but I feel like you should only do it if it's a private showing or something. You can't be doing it if you're in a crowded theater and people pulling their phones out to take a picture of the screen for Twitter. It's good for discussions where you're oh, this scene was pretty cool. Why did they do this in this scene or whatever? But I think if I could take either that for phones or no phones at all, I'll still take no phones. It's crazy to me. I was watching Anaconda the other day. The new one. And someone was just they had their phone ringer on. And I swear to God, they were watching TikToks. Which, listen, Anaconda 2025 is not the most groundbreaking film of all time. I wasn't losing my mind. Some of the, this tier list is gonna be fun because I'm also gonna talk about my theater experience with each of these movies. And they vary quite wildly. They do. They range from great to awful. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at them now. Which one was really bad? There was one where I was this was really bad. A really bad time. Weapons wasn't bad per se. It's just you could hear it. There was an action movie in the other theater, and you could hear it through all the quiet scenes. It was really annoying. But some of these were the theaters weren't that packed because I live in a small town. No one watches movies these days. FNAF was pretty bad for one specific reason I'll get into later. I need to put Hamilton on here. Pretty sure I watched that in theaters this year. But I debated on whether or not I wanted to put in the re-releases on this tier list. Because some of these, you see I have a special category called Not 2025. Because some of these were re-released in 2025, but they didn't come out in 2025. So we, I didn't know what to do there. I gotta check my Letterboxd. Dazzling Oreo Letterboxd. The heck is this, man? Don't turn on. I'm in light mode. Sorry, I can't even Google my own Letterboxd. I have to go. For some reason, when I Google my name Letterboxd, one of my followers shows up, and I go to their profile and click who they're following, and then I can get to my Letterboxd. I only have a profile picture. I'm washed. Films, release date. I feel like I missed something. I think it is just Hamilton. that I rewatched in theaters that I'm missing from this tier list. The Shin Godzilla. I don't even know. I don't think I should put it on here because I left halfway through. The spoilers, I only care about the first act of Hamilton. Second act, it's kind of a snoozer for me. Yeah, I think that was the only one re-released that I didn't add to the tier list. I don't think it should count. I've said my thoughts on Hamilton before. It's the worst part about Hamilton is that it's so good. You know what I'm talking about? That beat. The next question is, do I go from chronological order? I think I should. Because these are all jumbled up, but I think I should go from release order. This means I should have my letterboxd up. Can I sort by when I logged it? When rated? Newest first. Okay, yeah, this is perfect, man. I'm a genius. Oh god. My capstones of the year, movie-wise, is so funny, man. The first movie I watched in theaters in 2025 was the Minecraft movie. And the last one I watched was Anaconda 2025. And they both star Jack Black. Oh no. Oh no. I promise I watch good movies. I swear to God I do. I'm not a Jack Black merchant. Where's my replay buffer working? I gotta open my stream deck. Oh, this is waiting for OBS. Is this one replay buffer save? No, it's supposed to be waiting for OBS. Hold on. This won't show up here, right? Stream deck waiting for OBS. What if I close my stream deck? And reopen it? Relaunch it. Because I do have... There's an alternate hotkey I can press, but... In fact, I might do that just to save time. But I'm going to see if this works anyway. Remind me later. Maybe I should also update it. That's also a thing. I'm still waiting for OBS, eh? Oh, you know what it might be? You know what it might be? Since I updated OBS, this might be an inferior version. So I might need to update my stream deck. If I do that right now, will that fix it? Error incurred? Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do the hotkey. Let's check the hotkey works. Not Alt F4, Alt F8. Okay, it does work. So I gotta clip farm again, man. My capstone. Sorry, I'm literally gonna. This is a glimpse behind the barrier. This is for YouTube Shorts, all right? What did I say? I was like, a glimpse behind the curtain. My capstone movies of 25 were kind of insane. The first one was the Minecraft movie, and the second one was Anaconda. Both starring Jack Black. Oh no, I swear I watch good movies, man. I'm not a Jack Black merchant. See, that's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. I can be an actor, man. Sometimes I'll be watching movies and I'm like, I could do that. I could do that. I think I could be a good actor. The problem with that trying to be an actor is like you gotta like prove yourself. Just don't. Can you just like trust me, bro? Can you just be like, yo, I think I'd be a good actor. Then again, that's might be how you get the Weekend treatment. Where he keeps trying to be an actor, but he has the worst acting of all time. I still want to watch that movie, the one with him and Jenna Ortega. Shut up, shut up. I'm getting a phone call, a call on my phone. Shut up. God, I need to watch that movie. I'm playing that for Discord. For one of the Discord movie nights. I think I'm going to have a month of all bad movies. So it's going to be that one. It's going to be like Madam Web. And like a lot of other stuff. There's a bad movie on here. The worst movie of 2025, but it wasn't in theaters. It was on streaming. So I'll preface. Sorry, we're gonna be here a while, probably, maybe. I don't know. So I'm just gonna like give the preface. I have seen movies before, but I genuinely think. Okay, that's not true. I was gonna say the last movie I saw in theaters, like The Amazing Spider-Man. That's not true. I've seen back in Marvel's heyday. I went to the movie theater to watch the Marvel movies. I watched Captain Marvel in theaters. That experience was incredible because it was like a month after the movie had come out. And so there was like 3 people in the theater. It was a nicer AMC. It wasn't my current one. My current one is bad. But this was in college, and that AMC was much better. Like I said, was like 3 people. They were sat a few seats away. And they took their socks off and had a blanket, which called me crazy. You shouldn't be doing that in a movie theater. I don't care how many people are there. Maybe, no, I was gonna say maybe if you're alone, but have some decorum, man. I could take the blanket, but taking your like shoes off is kind of crazy. The movie was fine. I liked it. I didn't think it was groundbreaking, but I thought it was fun. And then I did see Avengers Endgame. Opening night. I watched a lot of Marvel movies opening night. Man, I watched a lot of Marvel movies. Hold on. Let me look. MCU movies. I think I literally watched all of them in the theater up to a point. I think it was COVID. Films. Let's see. Before this, I never went to the movie theater. Which ones did I see in theater? I watched Captain Marvel, Endgame, Far From Home. Not Far From Home. Just... Really, Far From Home came out after Endgame? Did I watch that in theaters? Am I crazy? I don't remember seeing that in theaters. I think I did. No, did I? I had to have. If I saw Endgame in theaters, I had to have watched it in theaters. So I guess I did. It's kind of a detriment to the movie that I can't remember seeing it in theaters. Did not watch I watched Black Widow and Shang-Chi and Eternals, but none of them in theaters. Then I watched No Way Home in theaters. Doctor Strange in theaters. Love and Thunder in theaters. Wakanda Forever in theaters. Quantumania in theaters. Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not watch the Marvels. I should watch the Marvels. I did not watch it. That was in the era where like the TV shows were like taking over too much. I watched Miss Marvel, but I didn't. Actually, I don't think I watched Miss Marvel by the time it came out, so I didn't watch the movie. I don't know. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I did not watch Captain America: Brave New World in theaters. And then Thunderbolts was this year. So I actually watched movies kind of in theaters, if they're Marvel movies, and Frozen 2. I watched Frozen 2 twice in theaters because I really like Frozen, and so I watched it when it came out, and then my mother visited, and she was like, "You want to see a movie?" And I was like, "Maybe." And she's like, "Which one?" And I was like, "I think Frozen 2. I think that one looks pretty good. Let's watch Frozen 2." She had no idea, man. She had no idea. So I watched that a second time. I still like that movie a lot. So I ignore that. Ignore that. That's on my new Google Pixel 10 Fold. Sorry, it's a new phone. I gotta talk about it a lot. Yeah, that's my history of going to the movie theater. Before the MCU stuff, before Captain Marvel. It had been a very long time. Should have saw a movie in theaters. I think it was probably like 2012 or something like that, when like a Jurassic World or something came out. That might have been the last one I saw in theaters. Before pre-Marvel. It's pretty crazy. I said, when does Avengers come out in 2012? Avengers release date. It was 2012. This is 91% of Rotten Tomatoes? Dang. I like that one. I was very young. When did Amazing Spider-Man come out? Is that... Release date. It was also 2012? Dang, my memory's good for that. Usually I'm pretty bad at like dates and stuff. But that's pretty sick. And then this year, I obviously watched a lot of movies. Here's the story of how I became a cinephile. I hate that word. I wanted to see the Minecraft movie in theaters. No, I think it was, unfortunately, it was because of superhero movies. Because I think it was Superman and Fantastic Four were coming out like in the same month. So I was like, I want to see that. No, you know what it was? Maybe. When did Sinners? There was like, I saw like, okay, it was definitely Fantastic Four and Superman came out in the same month. And then I want to say it was like Thunderbolts and maybe Sinners came out in the same month or something like that. Or the Minecraft movie, something like that. And I was like, I had heard rumors of the AMC Subs Daylist membership, hashtag not sponsored. I'm going to say that a lot this stream, by the way, so get ready. About how people were annoying about it, and they're like, oh, if you see 2 movies a month, it pays for itself. And I was like, that can't be true. And I looked it up, it's true. So I was like, you know, if I have one till July, there's 2 movies there. I could save money. It was all just to save money, really. And then I was like, well, I have to justify it, so I have to watch movies. And thankfully this year there were like some movies where I was like, all right, I actually wouldn't mind seeing this in theaters. So when I like, you know, workshopped purchasing membership, I was like, all right, I want to see. It was just like the start of the year. I wanted to see what movies were coming out. So I was like, okay, the Minecraft movie, Thunderbolts, Sinners. And I was like, you know, I'll see the Until Dawn movie because I like the game. We'll see how trash that one is. I was like, you know, I could watch Final Destination maybe, or like, you know, Megan 2.0. And so I was like, yeah, I think that'll work. And here we are. It spiraled into the point where I was like, wait, I actually really enjoy this. So now I just look at what's coming out every week and I'm like, that looks interesting, I'll see it. Although I do have some caveats, because you're gonna notice a lot of like reoccurring like movie types in this. One thing for 2026 is I need to branch out. That might be a good resolution. And I need to watch more different genres. Because there's just a lot of horror, comedy, and action, and drama. Those like my main movie things. I need to watch more rom-coms. So that's a very big blind spot for me. I need to watch more romance, or maybe not even just rom-coms, just romance. Like I realized, Hamnet is on the shortlist for becoming like a Best Picture nominee. And I watched the trailer for that. I was like, I don't think I'll like that, man. I don't know. But that's the thing, man. There's some of these movies where I was like, I don't think I'll like this. And I watched it. I was like, wait, I really like that. Not a lot of them, but some of them. And some of the movies I don't think I would have ever watched, but I watched them anyway. I was like, it's a pleasant surprise. That's what I like. If you ever want to get out of your comfort zone, purchase a membership that if you don't watch at least 2 movies a month, you lose money. That's a great way to get into a theater. Where it's like, well, if I don't watch a movie this month, I'm going to lose like $15, which in the thick of it, sorry, I'm KSI posting. In the grand scheme of things, isn't too big of a deal, but for me it is. So that's why it's, I'm very happy because I like movies in the past. I've watched movies just not in theaters, but I've become a theater believer. Watch movies in the theaters, especially. We'll get to it. Watch Avatar in theaters. All right. I was so blessed that they re-released Way of Water, and I got to see it in theaters. We'll talk about that later. But please go to the movie theater. Please don't let the movie theaters die. Just seeing weekend. What's her face? I always confuse her with Amy Adams. Nicole Kidman. Before every movie at AMC, she sews, and she sews up, and she's like, movies are magic. The big beautiful silver screen, whatever. It's great. And I'm like, yes, you speak. Oh, they cut her off recently. She used to have a whole spiel, but now they've delegated her to they've cut her down. Make more room for Zootopia stingers or whatever. Anyways, at what point should I start talking about the movies I saw? We should start. I might talk a lot, especially about specific movies. Some movies are like, but specific movies. We'll start off with my first, which was my first movie of 2025 was the Minecraft movie. I'll put everything in B tier at the start there as I talk about them, but the Minecraft movie, there's a lot of caveats. This is why I say you should see stuff in theaters. Because I think if you sat at home and watched this movie, just in your room, it would be not good. It would be boring. Well, not boring, but it would not be that good. But seeing it either with friends or in a theater is so good. This was one of my top in-theater experiences of the entire year. Just by virtue of the fact that people were doing the memes, man. It's so funny. Like they're trepidatious at first. Because sometimes it's still a little taboo to yell during movies, which I still stand by. I think you should shut up during movies, except in specific movies. Like in Endgame, whenever the biggest crowd reaction of all time was in Endgame when T'Challa walked out at the end and he said "Ibambe," and the entire theater went crazy, and I was like, yes. But the second most insane theater experience was in the Minecraft movie when he said "chicken jockey." I'm not joking. People were cheering. They weren't doing crazy stuff like throwing popcorn, thankfully, but it was goated. The movie itself, it has its moments. The thing about Jack Black is, and at the start of the year I believed this, but after seeing Anaconda, I sort of kind of ran back on my words, but Jack Black's acting in the movie, in the Minecraft movie, he's not, some of say, he just becomes Jack Black. This is like if you asked Jack Black to act like Jack Black. Not to act, if you sat Jack Black down and said, don't act like yourself, act like Jack Black. That is his acting in the Minecraft movie. And you might think I sound insane, but that is exactly what it is. And it works because it's awful. But in a good way. Like he looks like he's having fun, man. Just the way he says stuff. It wouldn't have worked in any other movie, but it works in the Minecraft movie just because it's the Minecraft movie. Everything looks awful. They look like they're horribly composited. The lighting is awful. They do not fit into the environments half the time, even like the real world environments. The crazy part is the first half of the movie is really decent. The first half is actually really funny. Hi, Aqua. The first half of the Minecraft movie is, I kid you not, kind of funny. Like, there's some good moments. Like when he's in class and the kid is like, it's basic math, and the kid goes, my dad said math was debunked. That was a good joke. So good I remember it like an entire year later. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you. Happy New Year's Eve. It kind of goes off the rail of the second half. The second half, I don't know. I do like, there's a good joke at the end with Malgosha. It's crazy I remember all the names. I remember Malgosha. I remember General Trungus. I remember the Garbage Man. I forgot what his real name was. And Steve. Can't forget, I am Steve. I was a little sad. Everyone missed Flint and Steel. Flint and Steel at the start. Because it was like so early on. Everyone was like kind of like trepidatious of whether or not they could talk during the movie. All that being said, this movie is not good. I will put it in the... I will put it in... Oh, there's no F tier? Why isn't there an F tier? I swear to God, there was an F tier. Let me hide this real quick. Add row below. F. Wow. These are follow Shoto's fan. Welcome. You like movies? I like movies. What color should F tier be? Do it like that. It'll be gray. I will put this on it. It's crazy. I don't know how I should rank them. I don't know if I should rank them objectively or just my preference. Because objectively, I don't know, man. I'm gonna put it. Well, it's the first movie. It's gonna depend on how bad the other movies are, where I put the other movies. I'll put it at a C. Because it's not awful. I don't think, I wouldn't I would rewatch it, I think it's fun. To do your preference? I think I'll do both. I think I'll say this is my preference. I guess I do have my rankings. So yeah, I'll do my preference, but I'll put a caveat as I rank it that what category I think it should be. I think it probably should be D tier. But for me, it's C tier. Because I would rewatch it. With friends. Or with someone who hasn't seen it. Just because I find it. I don't know, man. It's got some good moments, man. It's got some good moments. Some really insane moments. At one point, I kid you not, they 69 in this movie. Not sexually. But at one point in this movie, Jack Black and Jason Momoa's characters are 69ing in the air. And it's insane. So yeah, it's first movie. Off to a great start. It's so funny because the second movie I watched, the first movie I watched in theaters this year was the Minecraft movie, which was insane. The second movie I watched is the best movie of the year, which is Sinners, which is hilarious. It's so funny, the juxtaposition of going from the Minecraft movie to Sinners. I could talk about this movie literally for hours. I'll talk about it later, but if you have to leave, but if you take nothing away from this stream, watch Sinners. There's a caveat to it as well. Because I didn't get it the first time. I feel like I do need to tell people because there's a lot of subtlety in Sinners. Sinners is not a vampire movie. It is a movie that has vampires. But Sinners is a movie about blues music. And once you go into it with that point of view, it becomes freaking awesome. I could talk about so much about this movie. The acting, the soundtrack, just the effects, the characters. The symbolism. Oh my god. Genuinely, I have a song I probably should have more on my playlist, but this is the only movie here where I have a song from the movie on my music playlist. And it's not the one you think, unfortunately. I forget what it's called. It's got, but I don't know. I'll also mention this scene has one of the best scenes of it has the best scene of the year. And that is the scene where I don't want to spoil movies, but there's a scene in the middle. I mean, I'll say, if you do watch the movie, literally, I did this as well. Every single person because I watched this movie 3 times. Every single time I watched it by myself in the theater. I watched it in a Discord movie night with a friend of the channel, Miko Mikan VT, and some other people. And I watched a YouTube reaction to it. Every single time I watched it with the other people, everyone was like, wait, this is the greatest scene of all time. So whenever you watch the movie, you're like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? And when you get to it, you're like, oh, this scene. Oh, the scene that's incredible. The scene that's just, it's amazing. But my favorite scene is when he starts doing the Irish jig outside. Do rattle over the bog on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shout out Remick. He's so funny. Yes, go watch Sinners. I do also, at the end of this, I want to do different accolades. I want to do best soundtrack, best first act, best middle act, and best final act. I want to do best effects, best jump scare, stuff like that. So like I said, we're gonna be here a bit. Sorry in advance. Yeah, Sinners is my spoilers. That's my movie of the year because I've seen it 3 times. I'd happily watch it again. And that movie is kind of long. It's I don't think it's 3 hours. Is it just 2.5? Sinners. Time. Is it 3 hours? Okay, no, it's just 2 hours. It feels longer, but in a good way. It's very jam-packed. Yes, my favorite part is the symbolism of it. Oh, and it's very funny. It's got a perfect blend of action and heartfelt moments and comedy. It's the whole 9 yards. And Michael B. Jordan's great. All the characters are great. So I gotta stop myself from talking about it for hours. It's just good. Go watch it. Not right now though. We'll talk more about it later for the accolades. The next movie, it's so funny. It's sandwiched between very bad movies. The next movie I watched in theaters was Until Dawn. Until Dawn. Oh, Until Dawn. This movie is an adaptation of the video game. If you don't know the video game is very good. It's probably my favorite of the choice-based video game genre, and maybe one of my favorite horror games. I never played it. I watched someone play it, but it's one of those games where if you watch someone play it, you can kind of, The movie sucks. The craziest part about the movie is the first half of the movie is a different movie. The first half of the movie has nothing to do with the video game at all. The first half of the movie is actually pretty good. It's pretty fun. They're basically in a house and there's they get Groundhog Day or they reset, but every time they die, they reset and they keep dying very cool and funny ways. And then the second half, they try and tie it into the video game, and it's bad. It's really, really bad, which is unfortunate because they could have done so much better. But shout out to my goat. I can spoil this one a little bit, just because don't watch it. Go watch. I'd rather watch Sinners than this. I'd rather watch most of the movies on this tier list rather than Until Dawn. But shout out to one of my favorite actors. I keep wanting to say John Boots. It's not John Boots. What the heck is his name? I've just completely blanked on his name. Peter Stormare. I love Peter Stormare. He was in the original Until Dawn game, and he's in the movie. It's great. He's great. I think they kind of wasted him, but I just like him a lot. I like his voice. So yeah, my ranking of this movie, it's one of the worst movies of the year. Just by virtue of the fact of like, what were they doing, man? But it's not. I'd watched. Actually, I don't know if I'd watched the first half. The first half is still like, it wasn't great, but it was like decent. It was interesting. I just said it was interesting. So yeah, it's the first F tier of the stream. I don't think there will be too many of them. Not much to say about it until dawn. The closer, because these are all at the start of the year, so my memory is a little foggy. The closer we get to current day, we can like recount a bit more. What was the next one? Next one was the Thunderbolts. So there's some caveats to this one. It is an MCU movie. It has characters from the MCU in it. So unless you're, I don't want to say locked into the MCU, but unless you have a bit of an understanding of some of the characters in this movie, it could be a little, maybe not as good. So that's a caveat. Obviously, like you know, the Minecraft movie. I think it's if you know nothing about Minecraft, I think it's an F tier movie. But if you know a decent amount of Minecraft, that elevates it a bit. You know, Thunderbolts is kind of the same, where it's like if you know the MCU, especially the MCU at the current state it was at when this came out, it's kind of a little tough to look at it. But the movie itself is pretty good. I think some people glaze it a bit too much. They say it's like the best movie, one of the top like 5 MCU movies, which is not true. Top 5 MCU movies is like freaking, I mean, Captain America and Winter Soldier is up there. Unfortunately, Thor Ragnarok is up there. The first Iron Man is up there. Say probably Infinity War is up there. In a Spider-Man movie. I like Spider-Man Homecoming. Don't at me. But I still thought it was really good. And considering some of their past movies, I think it's warranted. I would say I would call this movie. Some good moments. I really liked Sentry in it. Trying to think of whether high B or low A. I think we'll loop back to this one once we put more stuff in there. I'll put it at high B for now. Yes, I did like some of the effects. I like the design of Sentry in his like dark form. And David Harbour, I don't know. I think he was funny in it. Alright. What's next? Dude, okay, this one's gonna be good, man. Final Destinations. Final Destination Bloodlines. This movie was surprisingly good. So I have kind of seen the other Final Destinations. I don't like remember like a lot of the plot details. I remember like specific like deaths and stuff. But I watched like summaries of them. Sometimes I watched Dead Meat videos. Sorry, I watched the Dead Meat videos. They're pretty good for movies that you're not too like you don't want to watch all of them. They're good video summaries or movie summaries. Because he actually cares about movies and knows how to like describe them, and it gives like background information and stuff. But so this one is, funnily enough, it's kind of a sequel. Not a sequel. It's like it's in the same universe. The FDU, the Final Destination universe. And I really love the premise of this movie. Because so many, and we'll get to the reboots and like sequels later, but a lot of like reboots and stuff, they do a bad job. They don't do anything original. They just do the same movie. And it's funny, you hear that and you think, oh, it's a Final Destination movie. Aren't they all the same movie? Kind of, but the premise of this one was a lot more interesting. What I feel was really interesting than just doing, oh, these people cheated death once and then whatever. Basically, this is how you do a legacy sequel, because they understood how death operates in these. If you don't know how death, if you don't know the premise of these movies, it's probably explain. So, the premise of all the Final Destination movies is there's a group of people, and one of the people sees a vision of the future where they all die gruesome deaths, and through that vision they stop everyone from dying, but they essentially cheated death. So death catches up to them throughout the entire movie and kills them in really wacky ways sometimes. So that's the premise of all the other movies. This one is that happens, obviously, but it's in like the, what was it? What was this? There's the old days. I don't remember what era it was. Maybe like the 30s or something, 20s, something like that, where someone cheats death. I'm kind of forgetting the synopsis. Basically, I think their daughter or something. No, she lives. Or they cheat death again? Sorry. I said I love the premise of it, but I forgot the premise. I need a refresher. Like I said, this was like what? April or something? Final Destination Bloodlines. Plot. So it follows her, the person at the beginning's granddaughter. There's so many names, man. Okay. So, like, at the start of the movie, a lot of people died in the vision, and she prevented, like, a lot of people's deaths. And because there were so many people, it took death like a really long time to kill all of them. So a lot of like the ones who died later like had kids and their kids had kids, and so it's called Bloodlines because it's literally since the parents were originally supposed to die, that meant their kids weren't supposed to exist. So it kills the parents and then it goes after the kids. So that's the premise of it. It's really cool. So the basic thing that starts the film is like the last person who was supposed to die knows death's rules. So she like protects herself. Like she specifically doesn't, she lives basically in like a very protected area. Like she knows how, it's like she's watched the movies. She's like, oh, that thing will follow this and this and this and this will happen and this will happen and this will happen, this will kill me. And so like she's like very aware of like how death works and like how to prevent it from killing her. And so she's kind of protected her family line in doing that. And something happens. and then eventually starts going for the kids. And so the movie is all about, you know, the kids trying to survive and stuff. And the main thing I wanted to get into about this movie is the funniest thing that ever happened, which was throughout the movie, there's a penny. And the penny is like, there's these things called omens in the movie where it's like, oh, they sort of like, you know, they're an omen, so like they foretell like how someone might die or whatever. And there's a penny throughout the movie, you know. And it's like, oh, the penny like causes someone's death. Like at one point in the movie, or like something like that. No, someone drops a penny, and that's like an omen. And so, when the movie was over, and everyone was walking out of the theater, I had the devilish idea to take a penny out of my wallet, and drop it on the ground. And I did that exact thing in front of like a group of like 4 teenagers, and they were freaked out. They got so, they said, what do you not, they literally were in disbelief. They're like, you did not just do that. You did not just do that. Get away from me. Get away from me. It was the funniest thing I've ever done in my entire life. So I'm very awkward IRL. But I was like, sometimes I'll do whatever for a good bit. So I did that and it was worth it, man. So yeah, this is how you do a legacy sequel. It was a good movie. I will put it, I'll put it A tier. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put it A tier. There is an ad break. I don't want you to get interrupted as I talk about movies. So, I'll see you in 3 minutes. I'm debating on whether or not I should just loop bug snacks. I feel like this it's a good BGM to have in movies, man. Just give it some time. It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. What's next, man? Ooh, next movies. I want to say spicy. Crazy. Crazy. 2 minutes. I'm so happy my internet is fixed, man. Oh. I'm so happy. I was severely stressing out. Look, man, I've had zero dropped frames. It's been an hour. I'm at 6,000 kilobits instead of 4,500. Thank God. Thank God. I actually got so frustrated, I took the time to troubleshoot it. I don't know how much longer I could have lasted at 4,500 kilobits, lagging every second. Okay, it's been an hour and I'm 5 movies in. Then hold on, I've got 3, 6, 9. Dang, she fine. Do it one more time. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 34. So we'll round that up to 35. It's 7 hours. I only started, okay, no, I had like a 30-minute chatting before I actually started ranking movies. So it's like 10 movies an hour. So that's like 3 hours. So it should be not a crazy long stream. Who cares if it is, man? It's New Year's Eve. I'm also going to talk about like just my year in general at the end of the stream, so I might cry. So if you're here for the movie tier list, you might also get me crying at the end. Alright, ads are over. The next movie of 2025 is one of the top. It's Bring Her Back. Now this one was very surprising to me. I'm very thankful for the Discussing Films Twitter account, because that's how I find some of these movies. They show like a trailer or something, or say like, oh, this is well reviewed or whatever. Like, you know what, I'll go see it. So this movie, there's a very specific aspect of this movie I like. The plot of it, I'll say it, it's Hereditary. If you haven't seen Hereditary, it's about a mother grieving her child. There's other stuff in Hereditary, obviously, but that's the overall theme. It's like grief and stuff. This movie is basically that, but with some caveats. There's different dynamics at play. It's more of a brother-sister dynamic than mother and son, which is Hereditary. But oh my god. Oh my god. This has the best... I'll just say, like... I don't know if I'll say special effects. Practical effects? Because Avatar obviously has the best special effects. the best practical effects, best makeup probably of the year, prosthetics maybe, something like that. This movie is not for the faint of heart. It is a horror movie, and it is incredibly gory. Like very, there's some, I love gore, not like real life gore, but like fictional gore kind of. I'm not like crazy about it, but I basically love a good practical effect. And this movie has some really good practical effects and some really good gore. To the point, there is one scene in this movie that genuinely, like, I'm not very queasy about gore and like anything. This movie has one scene where I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. I still like think about it right now. I'm like, ugh. It involves a knife. Oh god, even think just think about it now. I'm like, ugh. But yes, that is the main selling point to me of this movie. There's some really good effects and makeup and stuff like that. I have to sneeze. Do I have to sneeze? Maybe not. And the story isn't like awful. Like, it's Hereditary again, but Hereditary is good. So like, you know, it's not a bad thing. I think it's might be in my top 5 movies of the year, honestly. Just because it's really, really solid. I'll put it 8. There's a lot of horror on this list. Might be, I mean, if you want to count Sinners as horror, then maybe I don't really count it as a horror movie. I mean, it is a horror movie, but you know, it's not like, if I was like, oh, it's not a scary movie. It's a horror movie, but not a scary movie. This one is a little more scary. So it's more creepy than scary, but yeah, that movie is really good. If you love gore, go watch that movie. What's next? Up next is, oh my god, the one, is it the only one that I saw this year? I'm looking. And I think it is. Yeah, it is. The only, I don't even really want to call it a rom-com. There's funny moments, but it's like just a romance in general. Like there's some funny moments, but it's a lot more like drama and stuff. The Materialist. I actually really love this movie. I do. There's some aspects of it that aren't perfect, but I think it's actually pretty decent. A lot of people hate Dakota Johnson's acting. I can't really speak to it. I've only seen her acting in this movie. I've seen her acting in clips of like 50 Shades and whatever. I haven't seen Madam Web. We'll see that eventually. So I can't speak to her performances in those movies, all right? Don't crucify me. But I think her performance in this movie is actually pretty decent because you gotta like, I want to say you gotta pay attention, guys. Pay attention. I know everything better than whatever. But like, the crux of this movie is she works at a company that like finds people like partners with like rich people, you know. And she's good at it. She like, you know, it's about like, it's called The Materialist. It's about like, you know, people's like views on like romance and stuff like that. And, like how so many people look at dating as like, you know, material possessions or like, you know, like literally a thing is about her is like, you know, in the company it's like, oh, ranking, like, oh, job, physical build, height, personality and stuff like that. That they like commodify it. They don't look at romance as like, you know, or partners as like actual like love. They look at it like as like status and stuff like that. There's a really good scene in it where like she's like telling someone, you know, about like, you know, why do you want to marry this person? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, why do you really want to marry this person? And they're like, oh, it's because I want to make my sister jealous. And like that moment, like it really like cements like the overall theme of this movie, which is like what some people view as love and stuff like that. And like there's a really heavy scene in this movie. And it's really bad. Like it's like oh my gosh. I don't know if they handled it perfectly. I think they could have handled it with a bit more tact. But trying to think if I cried during this. I might have got misty-eyed during this movie. I don't know. Okay, back to her acting. Like so as I was saying, like her job is like, you know, she looks at romance as very analytical, you know? Like Pedro Pascal's character, he like asks her out on whatever, and he's like really rich. He's like super rich and like, you know, handsome and stuff. And so she looks at it and she's like, why would you want to date me? I'm like middle at best. My salary isn't crazy, you know, I'm physically attractive, but you know, I'm very like independent or something like that, than abrasive or whatever. And he's like, oh, I just like you for you, you know? So in the first half of the movie, her acting is very stiff, especially when she's talking to like her client and stuff. Some people might say it's bad acting, but she has some like actual emotional-ish acting towards the end. I'm not saying her acting is perfect, all right, but I think some people like downgrade it, like, you know, downplay it rather. Her at the start, she's like so stiff. She like talks like very monotone and like a robot. But I think that works because she's showing just how little she cares about actual love and stuff. And when she finds love, bro, she loves it, you know? It's kind of, you know, I watched the movie, you know, after I watch a movie, I check Twitter. You know, film Twitter has been fun. There's some good memes. It has one of my memes of the entire year. I'll talk about that one later, maybe. But a lot of people were clowning this movie. They were saying it's poor man propaganda, which I hate to say it. If that was your conclusion coming out of this movie, you didn't understand the movie. The entire movie is that it's about love, man. That's literally it. They're like, oh, yeah, but if he's poor, like, how am I supposed to survive? How am I supposed to like be in love with someone? And literally, that's the point of the movie, man. You're supposed to figure it out. You're supposed to figure it out. That's what love is. Everyone's like, yeah, no, I think I'll take the rich guy instead, you know? And I was like, you don't get it, man. You don't get it. I would recommend the movie. I would. Honestly, the more I think about it, I don't think I have to think about S tier, because S tier is like, go watch this movie. I don't know. This is why I said I need to watch more romance next year, because this is literally the only one on the tier list. So I can't be like, this is the best romance of the year because it's the only romance I've seen. Guy who's only seen romance, guys who's only seen the Materialist. You know, a lot of materialist vibes. For instance, sorry, it's a very hard title to say. Honestly, I'm going crazy. I could, so, you know, that's another thing. Sometimes I see people's reviews and stuff, and they're like, oh, like I go against the norm. But my thing is, I'll defend it. I can defend verbally this movie, and even its faults. If someone points out the faults to it, I can acknowledge the faults and still, you know, bring up the positives. So I think this is a good romance movie, but it depends on your romance. There, I said it. Sue me. Try. They want me dead. They want me hanging in the streets. Okay. What's the next one? Oh baby, you already know, man. Megan 2.0. What a film. What a film. You haven't seen the original Megan? It's basically Chucky, but she's like an android. But it's pretty silly. It's very campy, like extremely campy. And what I like about this movie is that they saw that and they thought, we could just do the same thing, or we could like Saints Row 4 it and just go off the wall, insane. And they went for it, man. The first movie is like, oh, it's like a kind of standard, like, oh, the robot is trying to, you know, it's like not evil per se, but like, you know, it's killing people and stuff like that. This one, they're like, there is another robot that is better, stronger, harder, better, faster, stronger, and it is an actual national security threat, and it is like killing terrorists in the Middle East, and like they're worried about it getting in the wrong hands, and so they have to recruit previous Megan to go and stop her. It's actually insane. And I say all this, it sounds like I'm glazing it. The movie itself is pretty bad, but there are some shining moments. If you go into it thinking like, oh, I want to watch a good movie, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. It's kind of like Minecraft movie in that regard. If you're going into it being like, I want to watch a bad movie, this movie kind of rocks. It really does, because I was like, some parts were a bit iffy, but there's one moment where Like the Megan is like singing a song, like it comes out of nowhere. Like it's like kind of like a serious moment. And then Megan starts singing like this weird song, and like it kind of like it's kind of out of place. And the other character is like kind of understands that, so they're like, "What are you doing?" And then Megan like physically shushes her and keeps singing for like even longer. And I was just like, okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I do think the marketing of the movie was really bad. Stop putting F words in your trailers. It doesn't sound cool. It just sounds corny. You sound like you're busy pop. But I think the movie's fun. Do I think it's good? I think C tier is exactly where it belongs for me. Real question: could you review all the movies you recommended to watch at the end? Yeah, absolutely. I will do like a. I also want to do like personal things. So like if you have like a. It really depends on how much I know people. I already have recommendations for certain people. I have already recommended Sleepy, Bring Her Back. I recommended. I think it was Miko, Predator Badlands. But at the end, like, I'll ask for like, you know, what's your favorite kind of movie? What kind of movies do you like? Like, that's like their favorite movies or something like that, and then I'll give them recommendations based off that, and then just have objective recommendations, which is sinners. Sorry, I'm obsessed. Megan 2.0, I thought it was fun. I'll say if you liked the first movie for what it was, I think you would like the second movie. What's next? Oh, okay. This one might give. I don't say it might get me in trouble, but I think my opinion of this movie is. I don't want to say faltered, but Superman, James Gunn's Superman, the first movie in the new DC cinematic universe. I think this movie is fantastic. Not to be confused with Fantastic Four, which also came out that month. I think this movie is really good for a plethora of reasons. Also, maybe some of these did. Okay, never mind. Hold on. I think this is one of the best superhero movies. And let me explain what that means. This movie, if you were to like choose the word like superhero, this movie is up there as like, this is a superhero. This person is a hero. They do good, and they care. There's no like edginess. There's no like, oh, but this and this and this, but this. No, there's someone who is doing good. I think I said in my review, but like, Spider-Man 2, I think, is the best superhero movie that really exemplifies what it means to be a hero. But this one is also, it's up there. Say like close second, you know? There's so many good moments of it. The characterization of Superman in this movie is perfect. Like, I'm sorry, what's his name? Zack Snyder. Groveling, edgy Superman is awful. To see a Superman who actually embodies hope was so good. There's so many scenes in this movie where he's saving people, and he's saving like a squirrel and all that stuff. There's an insane scene where like something happens and it's like heartbreaking to see. Yes, this movie is great. What's his face? Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is really good. He perfectly embodied what Lex Luthor should be, which is someone who absolutely despises Superman, who wants him dead, tortured, anything he could do to him. He's genuinely so evil. It is borderline comedic. At one point, he literally cries because he's so angry, and that's what I love, man. That's Lex Luthor. That's what I say is perfect characterizations. Also, Guy Gardner's fun. Hot Girl is fun. I wish we had a bit more of her. And Mr. Terrific is also great. He's one of the best characters in the movie, if not, you know, he's probably like top 2 characters in that movie. He's really good. And it's a James Gunn movie, which if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, it kind of has like some aspects of it, and like, you know, he's got a lot of needle drops. I did cry during this movie, I think. Maybe not cry. Maybe I got some teary-eyed, but I did see this movie twice. Because I like crowd reactions, so I did see this movie twice. There's some very beautiful shots in this movie. There's a shot where he's like flying out of the rubble, and it's like, oh, it's so good. It's Superman. It's so hopeful. It made me like, there's the picture of the guy like, you know, injecting hope into his soul. That's me, man. I literally posted that image after I saw the movie, man. It makes you like, makes you feel good, you know? Also the memes. I like when Lex Luthor goes, 1A, 1A. That's really good. That's really good. Lois Lane is really good in this movie. It's the whole package. But I think there's some downsides. It does feel a little bit empty. Like I feel like because it's the first in the DC cinematic universe, there's a severe lack of a lot of characters that I think, like, they have the Justice Society, which has, you know, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, like, you know, Hawk Girl, but there's still I feel like there should be a bit more. I don't know, maybe actually it's kind of good that they're taking it slow, but welcome in Nominon. Welcome. So yeah, for me, I honestly would put this, the more I think about it, I think this movie, if you're going to see a superhero movie, probably be this one or Fantastic Four, which also came out this year. We'll talk about that later. The crazy thing about this movie is there are people who sat behind me and after the movie, I mean, it's critically acclaimed. A lot of people love this movie. But whenever the movie finished, there's some people behind me, they're like, it's alright. I wouldn't have spent money on it. I kind of regret spending money on it, but it was alright. And I was like, they just don't get it, man. They don't get it. It's hope. It's hope. So yeah, that's Superman. Okay, now we're at a special category, which is this tier list. I should have clarified. This tier list is specifically movies I've watched in theaters. Because I've watched also other movies this year for the Discord movie nights, but I didn't want to include them because they've ranged from different, you know, release dates. And, you know, this is like a 2025, you know, if someone's like, oh, I want to know what 2025 was like in the year movies. But I did include movies that came on streaming. But I'm not going to put them on the overall tier list. I have their own little category in which I'll rank them, and I'll say verbally where I'd probably rank them. The first one being K-pop Demon Hunters. This movie took the world by storm, people. You ever heard of this little movie, K-pop Demon Hunters? Released on Netflix. It took me a while to watch it. It took me like 2 weeks to watch it. Saw all the buzz on Twitter. I never got around to it. When I watched it, I think the soundtrack is great. I think it's like my album of the year, mainly because it's the only album I listened to this year. But, there's a lot of great songs. I love Golden. I love how it's done. I love Free. The animation is very beautiful. I love Sony Animation. I love it so much. They might be my favorite animation studio. And like the character designs and all that, it's really good. The bad part about this movie is the plot. The plot is very safe and by the numbers. And what I say by that is they focus. I'll spoil this movie. You haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters. It's like, you know, it's everywhere. I don't think, and the plot isn't like too crazy. Like, I'm not gonna spoil the entire plot, but like the main character, like, she's half demon. Spoilers. Like throughout the movie, it's her like wrestling with that fact, you know, and it feels so heavily like, you know, it could be an allegory for something, you know. The only problem is like they don't like specify what it could be. I could kind of see it being like, you know, an allegory for like sorry, dark, but like, you know, self-harm or something, just because like she's trying to hide them all the time and stuff like that. But like they never, I get it's like a kid's movie and they don't want to like delve too crazy into that, and maybe I'm like completely wrong and they're not doing that, but throughout the entire movie she's like very ashamed about it and like really worried about what her friends think. And you know, maybe it's not even physical, it's not even like, it's like, you know, emotionally or something like that. Some drug or say different, all kinds of stuff. But my thing with that is like that's throughout the movie, and like it's like it's just there. They don't really get into it too much. But So yeah, the plot for me is really, I don't really care for it too much. But the soundtrack and animation is so good. I'll put it in B tier. Oh wait, no, it's streaming. I'll put it down here. But if I had to rank it on this list, it'd be B tier. But I'll put it in streaming. Now I'll have it still. I'll have my own separate streaming category. Yeah, that's my thoughts on K-pop. You're jonesing for my thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters. That's those are my thoughts. Next one is Eddington. This movie is by Ari Aster. Ari Aster made Hereditary and Midsommar. This is not a horror movie, but it's scary bad. Not really. Okay, well, here's the thing about this movie. It's too long. Way too long. They're like, I feel like there are 4 separate movies in this. But the first half of this movie is really good. I think it's really funny. It's all about like the hysteria around COVID and the pandemic. It's really good. And then, like the middle act, like something crazy happens. Something insane happens. And you're like, oh my god. And then it starts getting like actually pretty interesting. And then it just doesn't end. It just keeps going. And you're like, huh? Why are you doing this? Well, why don't we stop here? What is all this? There's a B plot, by the way, involving Emma Stone that's completely useless. It's not completely useless. It adds to the main character's, decisions and stuff, but it really doesn't really go too. I don't know. It could have gone better places. It's just kind of there, But yeah, the middle act. This gets a little wild. The last act is insane, and it is awful. I don't know why. I know why he did. I know what he was trying to do with the last act, but it is done so poorly, so poorly. It actually is crazy. By the end of the movie, I was like, okay, what's happening? All right, I guess I can kind of see what's happening, and then it just ends. That's the one thing about this movie. It just ends, and you're like, what? Huh? Listen, I'm not, omnipotent. Sometimes I miss some symbolism in movies and like some themes. But even then, at the end of the movie, I was like, what was up with that? What was up with that? First half though, really good. First half and a part of the middle act, really good. Pretty funny. First act might generally be a comedy. That's how funny it is, even though I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be. That being said, it's still not great. So I think I'll put it there. Yeah, the ending really puts it at D tier. If it was just the first and middle act and like it ended kind of nicely, it probably would have been like a B or A tier. But no, that last act really ruins the film. All right, that's Eddington. Next movie, an actual good movie. Fantastic Four. Okay, so here's the thing with Fantastic Four. I think this movie is also really good for different reasons than Superman. I'm going to basically do all my talking points I did when I first saw these movies. I'm just going to repeat them at the end of the year. Superman is the best superhero movie. One of the best superhero movies. Fantastic Four is one of the best comic book movies. You're going to ask, what's that? What's the difference? Well, Superman is like, it doesn't really feel like a comic book. Really, like there's some nice aspects of it, but it feels like a movie, which is not a bad thing. It's fine. Fantastic Four is straight out of comic book. Like genuinely, there's so many like shots in this and so many character decisions and just like characterizations. It's straight out of a comic book, and it's great. The aesthetic of this movie is so good. They really like the techno future, old timey stuff, like retro future, whatever it's called, where it's like they're still driving like 1920s cars, but they've got like nuclear power, or whatever. Like they're flying, kind of like Fallout core. That like design of this movie is so good. It's beautiful. And like all like the costuming and like the setting, it's so good. And then the plot, you know, the plot is decent. This movie is all about the characters for me. Sometimes I wish I was a face cam because I'm moving my hands so much. You can't see. I don't usually move my hands too much when I talk. This is the one time I'm actually doing it a lot. But this movie nailed the characterizations of every single character, every single member of the Fantastic Four. If you're like me, you've seen the first two original Fantastic Four movies, with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba. Those movies were bad, and they completely ruined so many of the characterizations of all the characters. The only one who is kind of decent in those movies is Ben Grimm, the Thing. His character is fine, and Reed Richards to an extent. But they completely ruined Sue Storm in those movies. She was awful in those movies, unfortunately. And then they really messed up Johnny Storm. And it's crazy people think Chris Evans is a better Johnny Storm than Joseph Quinn. Chris Evans is Johnny Storm. He has the confidence, but he's so one-dimensional, it's awful. In this movie, Johnny Storm is not the best character, but he has so much more depth, and he's actually like such a good adaptation of the character. Oh my god. He's not just like a frat guy, you know, he's like smart and he's like caring and stuff. It's so good. But the main, and Reed, oh my god. Reed's characterization is perfect. He's like the smartest man alive. Like he's like, it's like a detriment, you know, and he talks about, you know, there's moments where he's like, oh, he's trying to like figure stuff out scientifically, but it's like, oh, I gotta think about things not with my brain but with my heart, you know, stuff like that. Aspects of that, but it's like core to his character, where it's like sometimes he just gets, you know, buried in the science and like the logic of things. He doesn't really like have like too much of an emotional understanding of a lot of stuff. But and then Ben is also good. That's my one weak point of the movie. Ben doesn't get as much for me. I think he's still really good. There's like a little B plot that's really good with him, but of the four, he gets the least screen time and like characterization, which is unfortunate, but hopefully we'll have more of that in the future. And the best character in this movie is Sue Storm. It's like they nailed her characterization so much that it is like crazy. She's she's so intelligent, she's so caring, and she's also kind of evil. not evil. Let me clarify. There's some moments where she's so caring that she will do anything. Like it's sort of a comic book thing where like at one point like she loses her kid and she becomes like so evil. But in this movie she's trying to protect her kid, and I kid you not, there's a moment where she tells someone to kill someone. And you're like, man, that's intense. Which is pretty sick. It's pretty awesome. The antagonist, the Silver Surfer is really good. I think she could have been better, but I think she was still really good. And Galactus, I don't know. I feel like he was just okay for me. He wasn't like groundbreaking, pun not intended. He's kind of like one-dimensional as an antagonist, unfortunately. But he was still fine. He was still fun. And yeah, I think this movie is really good. I'd say Superman is better. Okay, we can't have all these. I'll put these both here. No, I'll put you here. I'll put you here. So yes, those were the two like big superhero movies this year for me, and I think they were both really good. They're the main reasons I got the AMC Subs A-List membership, hashtag not sponsored, so shout out to them. I did also see Fantastic Four twice. Okay, what was next? Oh. This one. It is, where is it? Together. Starring Alison Brie and Dave Franco. You might know Alison Brie from Community. You might know Dave Franco from, he was in 21 Jump Street. He was in, what's it called? What was that movie? Was it Neighbors? This movie was good. But there's one aspect of the movie that I was disappointed on. Some mentions. The central plot of this movie, I'm not going to get too into it. You can literally see it from the poster, so I'm not going to it's not really a spoiler, but an aspect of this movie is they sort of start fusing together. I'm not gonna say how, I'm not gonna say why, I'm gonna say what the reason or the outcome, but their like bodies physically start fusing together. Which we'll get into that later, but the overall themes of this movie is very interesting. It's like about codependency, which as someone who is not codependent at all and actually doesn't like codependency, this is a very interesting movie for me. Because some people would see this movie and be like, yeah, I want that. But I was like, huh, so this is what people think. I really understand some aspects of it, but I was like, yeah, maybe I can't get it. I will say, we'll talk about this later, this movie has the best jump scare of the entire year. It actually got me so good that I was like, oh my god. I started like laughing. I was like, well, that's pretty good, man. You got me with that one. I don't like jump scares, but that's a good jump scare. Because I wasn't expecting it. There wasn't like a super loud sound. I don't think so. It was just a good jump scare. Because I just wasn't expecting it. Yeah, the movie is very stressful. And you're kind of just watching two people just like, you're watching two people who, they don't hate each other. You're watching two people like, their relationship falling apart. It's kind of rough to watch at some points. Because you're just like, oh man, this is like really, it's like the apathy of like in a relationship where you're like, yeah, if you want to do that, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. I don't care. It's fine. Like that sort of stuff. You're like, ooh. But it's still like a codependency aspect, which is really interesting. And there's some really good scenes in this movie involving like, because that's, their bodies are physically trying to get together. And sometimes there's a barrier in between that. And there's some really cool scenes with that aspect of the movie. That being said, like I said, the main premise of the movie is their bodies are fusing together. I wish there was more body horror. I talked about Bring Her Back. Now I liked like the body horror in that one. Together, for a movie that's premise is body horror, there was not enough for me. There was some good moments, but I think there could have been way more. So it was pretty disappointing to me. I don't know if that would be disappointing to a lot of people, but for me personally, I found that pretty disappointing. I'll say the ending is also pretty funny. I thought the ending was pretty funny. But it was still really good. I think it was really good. I think it was a top tier horror movie. It wasn't like, it was much more like psychological, with a sprinkling of a body horror, I'll put it up. I'll put it A tier. I liked it. What's next? Ooh, oh my god. It's The Naked Gun. The only good reboot of the year. Oh, I'm looking at all the past ones. Yeah, the only good reboot. Actually, not the only good sequel, but the only good reboot of the year. This movie is pretty good. It's not great, but it's not like a, it's a reboot of a comedy film series called The Naked Gun. I watched the first one this year in preparation. That one was really good. This one is also good. Not as good, but it's a step in the right direction in terms of reboots. Also, I said it's the best reboot, and I have Final Destination A tier. Whatever, just ignore what I said. It's a good reboot of this year. It's really hard to do a comedy these days. Like not a lot of people watch comedies in the theater, so no one wants to make them anymore. And it wasn't like, the funniest movie of all time, but there's some funny moments, man. I specifically remember one scene where I was like, okay, I was actually laughing out loud in the theater. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good joke. It's full of just okay jokes, like some bad jokes, and a lot of the jokes in this movie are just like, oh, that's funny. Not a lot of like, ha ha ha, For me, at least. It takes a lot for me to actually laugh out loud at something alone. So for it to do that, that's a big accomplishment. It's a fun movie. It's a silly fun movie. I don't think it's like, and it tries to do its own thing. It's in the style of the first movie. It's not like just hey, it's the first movie just again. But it's in the same style, which is pretty good. And we need, you know, parody movies kind of died after they made so many of the bad ones, but it's a step in the right direction, especially for comedy movies, because comedy has been kind of a dire movie genre. I'll put it in B tier. And it has Weird Al. I like that guy. He's only in for one scene, but it's worth it. I mean, that's the kind of the death, or the, was it? What's the word? Kiss of death. That was like, yes, comedies are really underproduced movies these days. And it's like my shortest review, just because it's a comedy movie. It's good. Go watch it. Forget about it. Nothing else to say. Sometimes a reviewer is saying it's just good. That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Next movie. Next movie is a streaming movie. This did come out this year, and we did watch this movie night, but it did come out this year on streaming. And that, of course, is the hit 2025 motion picture called War of the Worlds, starring Ice Cube. This is the worst movie of the year. Not even close. Until Dawn is bad, this movie is worse. It is a so bad it's a good movie, but even then, some aspects of it, like it's like an hour-long movie, and even then, I was checking the time. I was like, all right. There's some genuinely funny moments. There's some absurd moments. It's just really bad. It's fun though, but it's not even the top 10 so bad it's good movies. The craziest part of this movie is like, at the end of the movie, I'll spoil it. I really don't care. If you're worried about War of the Worlds 2025 spoilers, I'm sorry. We're like, so his thing is he's like an NSA agent or something, so he can like hack into like anything, like see anything, like go through, like he can hack into like phones and like smartwatches and stuff like that. At some point at the end, he has to recruit like all his people to help him do something, but they're just doing it on their laptops and stuff, and it's like, you need specific software in order to be able to do this. You can't just like download the software. But they're just like, all right, I'm in. It's like, how did you do that? It's bad. It's worst movie of the year. Definitely worst movie in streaming. I just saw another movie on here that's contender for worst movie of the year, but it's still actually, yeah. No, there's decent aspects of that one. Yeah. Do not watch War of the Worlds unless it's with friends. Even then. Yeah, this is the addition to the other category here, which was, I watched it in the theater, but it was not released in 2025, and that, of course, is Shin Godzilla. This is obviously one of my favorite films of the year. If I had to put it anywhere, it'd be an S tier. It is so good. I've talked about it in my tweet, but I'm not a very physical person. This is the first time watching anything in my entire life where I physically put my hands on my head in disbelief at what I was witnessing. There's a scene in this movie that was genuinely so awe-inspiring. I was like awestruck. I had like my mouth agape. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe what I'm witnessing here. It involves a lot of purple. So that's obviously already incredible. But even then, even just like the editing and like the overall themes of this movie about like, you know, bureaucracy, it's great. It's fantastic. If you want to watch a movie, just a good movie that wasn't released this year, just watch Shin Godzilla. It is in Japanese, so if you can't read subtitles, I'm sorry, you're weak. Same thing with Parasite. I was like, if you can conquer the 1 inch of subtitles, you can watch so many great movies. Speaking of which, release No Other Choice in theaters. The movie has a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, but they're releasing like 4 theaters. Release it. Yeah, Shin Godzilla. I don't want to talk about it too much because it technically wasn't 2025, but they re-released it in theaters in 2025. That's why it's here. And I saw it. I loved it. Oh baby, next one. Oh, this one's on the thumbnail. Oh, weapons. Oh, weapons. There's a story behind weapons. This was my most anticipated movie of the year. I was so excited for this movie. You have no idea. It was getting like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone was hyping it so much. I went into this movie. I watched no trailers or anything. All I saw was the promotional material, which was some of the best promotional material for a movie ever, which was just like the security footage of all the kids running in the night. That was like, it's so unsettling, it's so creepy. It was so good. And when I watched the movie, I was like, oh. Oh. It's the whole premise of the movie is like the mystery. Like, why was this happening? What's happening? Why do these kids disappear? You know? I'm not gonna spoil it. I was gonna say the explanation that they gave at the end of the movie was just boring and very much just like not interesting. I'm worried people are gonna see my review and I was like, oh, the ending is awful. Because the ending scene, the lead up to the ending scene is insane. And I actually kind of liked it. But the reason for it, for the entire like overarching plot, I was kind of disappointed on. The way it just ends. It's also a movie that just ends. I was like, oh, okay. I had a lot more questions, but you're just gonna end like that. And I was like, oh, why do you have to explain everything? Why can't a movie just, just end like it ends? And it's like, well, if the entire movie's premise is this great mystery, and your mystery has no other explanation to it, other than just this thing, you're like, oh, okay. Well, that kind of sucks. There's some good aspects of this movie, though. There are some good aspects. There was some really good shots, some really like interesting editing choices. There's a scare in this movie that generally had me being like, nope. I was just like, nope. I would give anything to never be in the situation that just happened on screen. I would be like, nope. I can usually tell fiction apart, but even watching it, and I was like, yeah, nope. Yeah, I'm just not. Nope, I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Yeah. If I had to put it somewhere, I'd put it exactly C tier. Like it is in the thumbnail. I think it starts off pretty strong and ends pretty bad. So it's right there in the middle. Some good fractal effects too as well. Some really good practical effects. So yeah, that's Weapons. I'm sorry if you were like me and were really excited for it. It's just okay. I'll never forgive the internet for hyping it up so much. Even then, I was so mad because I went and film Twitter afterwards. I was like, did anyone else hate this movie as much as I did? And everyone glazing it, man. They're like, this is the best movie, like best horror movie of the decade. I was like, what are you talking about? Did we watch the same movie? Whatever. Sorry, we're at Polybridge now. Soundtrack. Yeah. Where am I? Okay, the next movie is so funny. Because originally I gave Weapons like a really low score in Letterboxd. Because I was like, this movie sucks. And I saw an actual movie that sucked, which is Witchboard. The story behind this movie is... So, I'm kind of glad I watched the movie. Because another proposition I need for 2025 is to watch more bad movies. Because a lot of movies I watched are good. Or like I check and see if they're like good. Otherwise, why would I watch them? But I think I need to start watching bad movies. Because you can't have your Letterboxd just be all like 4 and 5 stars. You gotta have some absolute trash. The story behind this movie is I say I get some of my movie inspiration from discussing film. I do a lot of the time. This one I got kind of mad at because I think it was like a while back. I think I bookmarked it. Where it's like, oh, first trailer for Witchboard. It's got like it's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Like that was like pre-screens or something. I don't know how they tweeted that. I tried to look for the tweet. I think I found the tweet and it said like, oh, it's got good reviews. When this movie came out, I was like, oh, I know nothing about it. I only saw it had good reviews maybe. So I watched it. This movie sucks. It is not good. I was flabbergasted. When I checked afterwards, I was like, oh, yeah, the reviews changed. It's got bad reviews now. There's like 1 or 2 positive aspects of this movie. One aspect is that it takes place in New Orleans, so it's kind of a fun setting. But everything else is bad. The premise of this movie is there's a witch board, which they make very clear is not a Ouija board. It actually predates the Ouija board, where you have like an item that you dangle on like a little line, and you swing it back and forth like a pendulum, and then whatever it lands on, that's like, you know, there's different like symbols on the thing, and whatever it lands on, that's like that's an omen or whatever. And like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. How are they gonna utilize that? They just use it as a Ouija board. there's no nuance. It's like, this isn't a Ouija board, and then they do nothing new with it. They just use it like a Ouija board, and like, it's just like, oh, it's haunted. It's haunted, guys. This board is haunted. It's like, you couldn't do anything cooler with that. Oh, there was some funny stuff though. And there's actually an interesting plot point. I'll spoil this movie. Don't watch this movie. There's a plot point where, like, it's cursed by an old witch. Actually, the opening of this movie rocks, by the way. I should mention that. The opening of this movie actually kind of rocks. It's just like, you know, it's like a bunch of witches on like a campfire, and then just a bunch of like priests show up with like guns and stuff, and they just start murdering them. It's pretty freaking sick. Like, because sometimes, you know, witches, like, they're portrayed as like these like powerful people, but just seeing them getting like mowed down, it's pretty funny. But then one of them survives, and then like she like haunts, like they kill her or something, and like she haunts the board, and it's pretty sick because at some point in the movie, like the main character is like a girl and her boyfriend. Like she gets haunted by the witch in the board. At one point in the movie, the witch swaps places with her from the past. And so she gets put into the modern girl's body, and the modern girl gets put in her body as she's like in prison about to be burned. And I was like, if you ended the movie right there, the movie would have been actually kind of sick. But they didn't. They just kept going, and it went even crazier and worse. But a little, I don't know. Eventually, they find her, and then like swap back, and like a guy is like a descendant of something, and like it's crazy. It's crazy. And the ending's pretty funny. Like, I'm pretty sure people laughed at the ending. Like, they're like, she's like still possessed or something. No, like they give the board to like a priest or something, and then like after like everything's done, they're like, all right, because I'm pretty sure at the end, yeah, they burn like the witch at the end. Like, oh, okay, we defeated her, and then at the end of the movie, they give it to like a priest at like the Vatican, and then she pops out of the witch board and kills him. It's pretty funny. And they sequel bait, I think. I think at the end they're like, you could go adventuring or something. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm not too sure. I did think the entire movie that one of the guys looked like BB No Money, and then I got home and I was like, actually, he looks nothing like BB No Money. I don't know if you can see him. It's this guy right here. He's like Jamie Campbell Bower or something like that. He's Vecna in Stranger Things. I didn't realize that until I got home and like looked him up. I was like, oh, that's where I recognize him from. He's okay in this movie. Everything else is bad. There's an evil cat in the movie. Evil cat is pretty funny. Anyways, yeah, it's an F tier movie. Not a good movie. Not a good movie whatsoever. I didn't think I'd have more F tiers, but I do. What's next? Okay, this one's controversial, but I feel like I'm right. I don't know. So this is Honey Don't. It is by, what's his face? He did like Oh Whither Art Thou. It's what's his name? Oh, it's a Coen. It's by one of the Coen brothers. Yeah, Ethan Coen. Coen brothers, famous for like Oh Brother Art Thou in another movie. I forgot the name of them. But yeah, they're famous directors, but this is only one of them. And apparently, he had also done another movie like this similar before, and not a lot of people didn't like that. This movie I like this movie. I think the ending is pretty bad. So the ending aspects of it are pretty bad, but I still think the end, like the very last scene of the movie is decent. But like the final like climax of the movie is not good. But the movie has has a great opening. First off, I love the opening. It's kind of shot like it's like Napoleon Dynamite style. I don't know. It feels like so like small budget. But the color in this movie is fantastic. The costuming is fantastic. This movie, what I love about this movie is that it obviously takes place during modern times, but the character of Honey, she I I forgot her real name. Pretty sure she goes by Honey too. But everything she uses is like straight out like the 1920s or whatever. So like her character herself is timeless. She could literally be, it could literally be any time period. And just the fact that we follow her and like she doesn't have like a mobile phone. She uses like a landline. She drives an old car. She dresses old. And like whenever we follow her, we never see like really that much modern technology, which I think rocks. I think it's awesome because like it feels like she's just like snatched out of time and just placed there. It's really cool. I think it's my favorite aspect of the film. Some aspects of it are not great. The ending isn't great. The overall like story is just okay. But that being said, I think the ending thing, not a lot of people understand it. It's like cyclical, you know. At the end of the movie, she's like, it's like, you know, it's a cycle. She's going back into it. That's why she's like so old timey, man. Cause like she doesn't change. You know, that's the thing. At the end of the movie, she doesn't change. You can tell just by her aesthetics. She's stuck in time. Not like literally, but like metaphorically. It does have a lot of sexual content. And that's one thing that made me mad. Because I was like, I actually really like I like this movie. And I went to Twitter and everyone's like, I went in this movie to see Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza bang. And they did it, and the rest of the movie sucked. Even when they did it, it was kind of boring. I was like, there's so many people that were just like, I just went to this movie to see naked Aubrey Plaza. And I was like, what are we doing here? We're here, this is a cinema, all right? Have some tact. That being said, I did like that aspect, but still, there's other movie. There's more movie around it. It's Charlie Day. There's Charlie Day in it for Christ's sake. He's silly. That's the other cyclical part. The whole thing is like, you know, everyone's like, oh, he keeps like sexually harassing her. He doesn't. It's not like sexual harassment. He keeps asking her. I guess it is kind of harassment. He keeps asking her on a date, even though she's a lesbian. But that adds to the cyclical aspect, man. In that, you know, no matter how many times she says it, he keeps saying it. You know, it's stuck in time. I feel like I'm the only one who understood this movie. I don't know, I'll go to bat for it. I still think it's B tier. That's why I put it in B tier accidentally, but it kind of worked out. I think it's B tier. Just because I love the colors, I love the way it's shot, I love the character of Honey. I think her acting is really good. Chris Evans is in it, funnily enough. I think it's a decent movie. It's a decent movie. Call me crazy. And I'll defend it. I came in this movie, I was like, and I really like it. I go to Twitter, everyone hates it. But once again, I still feel like I'm right. I think I'm right. I just say it, I'm right. Okay, the next one was re-release, not 2025. But obviously, if I had to put this here, it'd be an S tier. Jaws is an insane movie. And nothing made me want to end my own life more than when I went to this like anniversary for it, and Steven Spielberg, like there's a little preview video of Steven Spielberg, and he was like, I made Jaws when I was 25, and I was like, I should die. This man made Jaws, one of the best movies of all time, when he was so young. And I was like, this is crazy. Obviously, you haven't seen Jaws, you should watch Jaws. Just the characterizations of all the characters, the acting, the shots, oh my god, the night shots of the ocean. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Funny enough, there were some shots in Anaconda 2025 where I was like, man, maybe I just like night shots. It's like, man, that looks pretty good. It looks kind of like Jaws. But no, the lighting in Jaws is so good. The director, I mean, it's Steven Spielberg, and he's quite the director. The scene where they're in the boat and he's talking about him being like the last survivor of the was it the Indianapolis or whatever, and then everyone getting eaten by sharks. One of the best. But it wasn't 25, so I'll put it here. Can't really talk about that, you know. It's just Jaws, man. It's a good movie. So watch it. Hamilton is up here. If I had to put Hamilton up here, I'd probably put it in like A tier, just because the soundtrack is so good. and the choreography and everything. But it's not here because I only left during the first act. That's why it's A tier, not S tier. Because last act is kind of boring for me. What was next? Okay, this one's also pretty crazy to me. Spinal Tap 2. I like Spinal Tap 2. It's really good. I don't think it's as good. Maybe I'll drop it. Some of these I gotta change my reviews for my star rating because I have some time to ruminate. But I really like Spinal Tap. Obviously, rest in peace, Rob Reiner. It's so unfortunate I only learned about Spinal Tap. I've learned about Spinal Tap before, but I only watched them this year, and this happened to be the year he passed away. But I love the original Spinal Tap when I watched it this year, and then Spinal Tap 2, I also really liked. I'll defend this movie. I don't know why people didn't like it. There's some really funny aspects of it. But I don't know. It feels like, you know, like it's what was it, like 40 years later? It feels just like they just picked up the camera. It's like, all right, we'll go again. And there's some really funny moments, man. Some of the moments I was like, okay, I can see maybe why people didn't like it, but the funniest moment is when, I mean, kind of spoilers, but like when what's his face, Michael McKean's character is like getting mad that Paul McCartney is giving them music tips. He's like, what does he know? It's Paul McCartney, man. It's a star-studded cast, man. It's got Paul McCartney and, I mean, Paul McCartney isn't like in it a lot, but he's in it, and then also Elton John. There's also a funny scene where there's like the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers, like cameos and stuff. There's a lot of musician cameos in it. It's really good. Also, sorry, I should not have started this review before the ad break. Another ad break is going to cut the review in half, but I think it's really good. I think it's really good. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Your legacy will live on. And that I also like this movie too. I was alone in the theater for this movie. It was just me, which kind of rocked. But yeah, I think it's good. It's a good movie. And if you like the first one, you'd like it. I'm crazy. I'll keep it right where it is at A tier. Just because there's... I think it's pretty much it. I don't think it was perfect, but I think it was pretty good. Kind of just long time for the ad break. Also, there's a like they need a new drummer for the band, because if you don't know, the joke is like all the drummers die. The new drummer they got is like a really young, like alt girl. She's really good in it because she's like so positive and enthusiastic with all these like old white dudes. It's so funny. It's the ad break. It's the ad break. I've been yapping. 2 hours. About halfway through. Like I said, at the end I'll give recommendations. I'll give like notable accolades. And obviously, because it's New Year's Eve, I'm just gonna talk about my year in general. Ignore that. I need to rest. 2 minutes left. I need to rest my vocal cords. I'm talking for 2 hours straight. Water. Da 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 da. So just da 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 back down to the pipe. Or the Wright brothers, and they won't be no other. Are you looking for your lover? Well, she's in our castle now. Yeah, she's gone. You've been up all night playing Donkey Kong. Sorry, what's gonna year be posting? Honestly, it's pretty spread out tier list. I was worried. I was like, oh, I've just watched too many good movies where they're all going to be like A and S tier, but I forgot there was some stinkers. I think towards the end of the year we're getting some actual... I don't think there's too many bad movies at the end of the year now. I'm still so happy the internet is fixed. 0 dropped frames after 2 hours. It's crazy there was an OBS issue. I don't even know how that happens. I guess maybe just it just becomes unoptimized to where it requires more internet. Been so long since I heard Polybridge. Alright, we're back. Next movie is... Oh. It's an anime movie. Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. I watched this in theaters. Fun fact, I had seen the first season of Demon Slayer, so I'd already watched that. But I binged everything else up until then. In like a week to see this in theaters. And my review of this is that it's Demon Slayer. If you like Demon Slayer, congrats. It's more Demon Slayer. My only gripe with this movie, which I think is just the fact that it was a movie, and that I think it should have been. I think they're probably gonna make it like an episodic anime like version of it, but is that some of this scenes were, some of the flashbacks are too long. Like some of the, yeah, basically some of the flashback scenes are just way too long. You learn an entire character's backstory, his entire movie, and it's a bit rough. That being said, obviously, as with every Demon Slayer, the animation is incredible. It has the best like set piece of any like anime I've ever seen, which is the Infinity Castle. Just the way like Ufotable is able to use 3D and mix it so well with 2D is perfect, and just like the environment that they use, the actual Infinity Castle itself, like all like the buildings and like how infinite it looks. It's crazy. Some shots I was like, man, how do they even like plan this out? how do they map this out in order to model it? It's crazy. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It's just Demon Slayer. It's good. If you like Demon Slayer, you like it. It's not, groundbreaking. Well, the next one. The next one's kind of crazy. So I liked it, but after months on film Twitter, I've actually grown to like it even more. But it's one battle after another. I thought this movie was decent, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, wait, this movie actually kind of rocks. So the worst aspect of this movie for me, and I don't know if it's a valid criticism, that the first act is like very fast and very like, I don't want to say confusing because it makes me sound dumb, but it's just like, it's very like, there's a lot. It's very packed. So like there's a lot going on. It's very overwhelming, and it's kind of a detriment. But the middle and last acts are so good. The final act is a scene involving like the driving, and it's crazy just how like, because you don't need like so crazy special effects or like anything in order for a scene to be like gripping. You just need cars, and you can have like an absolutely like gripping and engaging sequence. Like I was like oh, I was like so locked in during that scene. It's so good. This movie is very good. That's it. I'd say you should see it. It's really good. There's so many incredible shots. There's so many funny moments. There's so many like, I mean, just, I think Leo should get an Oscar for this movie. Just the way his acting in this movie is so good. It's so funny. It's so like well done. He's so exasperated. He really embodies the exasperated father aspect. There's some of the movies I gave plot synopsis. This one I don't really know how to give a plot synopsis. The plot is kind of like very specific. Just, I'd say watch it. It's up there with the watch list. Ciao, Benicio del Toro. I'll talk about this. This movie also has... This movie will get an accolade in the accolades at the end. I can't really say much other than that. It's like, it's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Next one. This also gets an accolade at the end, but it is Good Boy. This is it's an indie film. They got a worldwide release. Not worldwide. They got a big release on AMC. I'm pretty sure 90% due to like Twitter hype. I think this was also a discussing film thing where like discussing film like showed it and it was like, oh, it's a film from a dog's perspective, and everyone was like, wait, it sounds sick, and then it got so popular enough to where it actually got like a theatrical release. It's pretty sick. It is an indie film, so there's very obvious moments where you're like, all right, well, throughout the film you're like, all right, it's an indie film. They only have too high of a budget. It's literally just a guy and a camera and a dog. But that being said, I think it's really good. I think for an indie movie, it really gives off indie vibes. I think it has my favorite shot of the year, which is kind of an innocuous shot. It's just a shot of the dog sitting in like a living room or whatever. Just the way that the shot is framed. This is the best shot movie of the year, I will say. There's so many beautiful shots in this movie. I'm just like, man. Even if you don't like the plot of this movie, just looking at like the visuals of this movie is so good. I like the plot of this movie. The movie is all about grief. It's really well done. There's so much symbolism in it. It's just, I really like this movie. That being said, it's still it's a bit slow, and it's kind of repetitive a lot at some points. It's like they kind of do the same thing over and over. It gets a little old, but I get it. I still think you should just watch this movie just purely on visuals. If you ever like, I don't really understand what people mean by like, oh, this is a good shot. Just go into this movie being like, someone told me this movie is well shot. I'm gonna look at this movie and see why they said that. And you'll see just the composition of so many shots is so good. Also dog. What was next? Oh yeah. So one of the Safdie films, The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson. This movie is very interesting because it was marketed as, oh, The Rock is actually going to take acting seriously. No more guy in a tan t-shirt in the jungle. He's going to actually do a serious role. And his acting in this movie wasn't terrible. Was it good? I never said that. But compared to a lot of his other acting, this movie, his acting wasn't terrible. There you go. Emily Blunt acted circles around him. It's almost too much. To the point where I was like, oh, she's kind of doing too much, but it's still pretty crazy. There's some wild moments in this movie. But overall the movie is just kind of like boring. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like, I think the main criticism is that nothing happens. And they're kind of right in that, yes, stuff happens. Like with a lot of other biopics, like the Iron Claw. I watched that movie this year. That was really good. That movie, like it made you feel something, you know? By the end, you're like, oh, you really feel like this is a person's life. Or I think it's because this one, the person is still alive. I'm kind of with one of the streamers I watch where it's like, you can't do a biopic if someone's still alive. You have to do it after they're dead. Because like, this guy's like still alive. Like literally at the end of the movie, they show him just like buying groceries. Which was a choice. But I was like, yeah, this, you know. Some movies, especially if you're famous enough to get a biopic, you assume they're like kind of like noteworthy. But this guy, like, I don't think I really heard of him too much. Granted, I'm not really entwined in MMA, but at the end I was like, what was like so special about him? Like, it's kind of rude, but he's probably chill, but I don't know. There's some really interesting soundtrack choices, actually. That's one thing I remember. I remember there's a specific scene with the soundtrack. I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. I don't really see that too much in biopics, but it was okay. I think I'll keep it. I'll keep it here. Just that it was just okay. It's okay. Next, oh baby, oh we're getting to the good stuff, man. I gotta figure out which is which. Okay, I figured it out. This is Avatar: The Way of Water, which did not release in 2025, but it got re-released in theaters. And I'm so thankful it did, because I watched the original Avatar in theaters when it came out in 3D when I was a kid. And then I never watched the second one, because I thought the first one was not great, from what I remember. Like, it was good visually, but story-wise, it was just, like, kind of boring. Not boring, it was, like, by the numbers, like, you know. But that was because I was a kid. And after watching the next two movies, I was like, I need to go back and watch that first movie, man. Maybe that first movie actually kind of rocked. Because Avatar: The Way of Water, wait up here, man. It is so heavily carried by visuals that, in like the world building and aesthetic, that every other aspect of it, if every other aspect is weak, then it still makes up for it. That's how good the visuals are in this movie. Specifically, I don't think you can watch this one in theaters, but go watch this one, and then go watch Avatar: Fire and Ash in theaters. Earlier, when this re-released, they had Jim Cameron up there, and he was like, "Thank you for watching Avatar in the format I originally wanted you to watch it." It's like, yes, because I was like, "There's no shot I'm watching this on like my tablet or something, man." But the visuals like this, you have to watch this on a big screen, man. But obviously, you can watch it on a smaller screen, but if you can, please watch the Avatar movies on a big screen. But yeah, the visuals in this movie are good. The plot is actually kind of decent. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's decent with the next movie when it comes to plot. But for this movie, it's just decent. But it's kind of hype moments and aura, and I kind of love the big whales. So this movie is an A tier for me. But it released in 2025. So, sorry. Next. Oh, this next one was kind of interesting. It is Roofman, starring Channing Tatum. I originally went into this movie. First off, I saw the trailer for this movie. I was like, actually, it's kind of interesting because it's based on a real story. It's based on a real guy, but it's not a biopic. Smash Machine is a biopic. Roofman is not a biopic. This movie, I don't know. I feel like they marketed it as a comedy. It is not a comedy. There's funny moments. It's kind of more of like a drama. Which I don't know why they marketed it as a comedy, because throughout the movie I was like, it's not really like funny per se. There's funny moments. It's not really funny. I wish they marketed it as a drama more. That way your expectations are kind of like, you know, set. Because even just the poster looks like a comedy, but it's not. It's actually, there's a lot of heart in this movie. It actually makes me sad. Learning like the actual story behind it. The premise is like, I mean, he's a real guy. He would drill into like, really like rob McDonald's, and then like, but like like violently. He'd rob them and like he just put people in like the cooler. And, like even like the opening scene of this movie. Not the opening scene, but one of the opening scenes. Is really good where he's robbing the place and then he tells them to get in the cooler and to get their jackets, and one guy didn't have a jacket, so he gave him his jacket. It really just like shows you how nice of a person the guy was. But the fact that he like committed a crime and like, oh, you know, it's not violent, and like, you know, they just robbed like a big corporation or whatever, he got sentenced like, what was it, like 30 years in prison? Because granted, he did do it a lot. But the movie's just him living inside it's a Toys R Us. I actually looked into the real life story that this is based on, and in real life he lived in a Toys R Us, but he moved to a Circuit City next door. But this movie just takes place in the Toys R Us the entire time. But I don't know, I liked it. Like I said, it's got a lot of heart. It's got like, you know, he really does a good job of making you like him as a person. And like, I don't know, I feel like it's such a I think put in my review, but like, I feel like it is kind of just a subtle criticism at the justice system. With like, even at the end of the credits, they show like the interviews with like the actual people in real life. And everyone's like, yeah, he was like super nice, you know, he was donating toys to like charity or whatever and stuff like that. And then like the cop that got him was like, yeah, we got him. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's like, say this guy's a hero, but like he stole things. That's not a hero. He stole things. It's like, yeah, idiot. He stole like toys, or, like money. Who cares? Doesn't mean he's like a ruthless criminal. You just need to make. He wasn't doing, you know, for like vanity's sake. You just need money. Probably. I don't know. I'll put it up there. Put it there. Cause I liked it. I did. I liked it. This next one might be my most contentious. Actually, I don't know. I definitely need to change my score for this because I was sort of like, I was so enthralled in the opening of this movie. I kind of glossed over how bad the ending is. But Shelby Oaks, I didn't know that. I heard inklings of the story behind it, but apparently like the director is like a YouTuber. Like his big like movie, you know, big break. And the opening in this movie freaking rocks. Like the opening premise is so good. Like they open it up as like a documentary, like in universe. Then the rest of the movie is like a movie, but the opening of this movie is so good. I'll talk about it later, but the ending is quite bad. Quite bad. Then at the end I was like, huh? I kind of get what they were going for, but this is the third movie in this list that just ends, you know? You're like, oh, okay. I think they could have gone a bit more in depth with certain aspects of it, but I really like the aesthetic of it. The aesthetic of the movie is really good. It's just a bit slow at some points, and some plot points are a bit weird. Some character decisions are a bit weird. But overall, I really liked it. But I think I'm just so, I'm in love with the first act so much that I can't, I don't know. I think I might keep it at C. Yeah, I think I'll do it. Or should it be? I don't think that first act carries it so much. I think I'll keep it C. Unfortunately. Much as it pains me to do so, I think I'll keep it C. So I tapped over to see the next movie, and then I didn't see the next movie. Okay, this one's pretty good, man. The Black Phone 2. I don't really know if I can get into spoilers for Black Phone 2. Because the whole premise of Black Phone 2, you kind of gotta watch the first Black Phone. Because there's a vital aspect of, there's something that happens in the Black Phone 1 that you're like, how did they make a sequel to this? Let me just say, not only did they make a sequel to it, they went crazy with it, which I love. I don't think a lot of people would like it. They kind of went the Megan route, where they're like, let's just go even more insane. Like the first one was kind of grounded, like pretty grounded. There's some aspects of it where it's like, she like saw visions or whatever. I say grounded. There's like ghost kids in the first one, but still like they established something in the first one, and they bring it back in the second one in a different way, and it's freaking awesome. There's some dialogue in this movie that is awful. This has these ones. I didn't even think about this accolade, but I just decided on it now. This has the worst dialogue of any movie this year. Truly horrendous dialogue. But it has some really good, it has some fun characters. And oh my god, this setting in this movie, oh my god, it's so good. It takes place in like a snowed in like camp, like a religious camp. And just like the frozen lake, the snowy cabins, like the heaters and everything, it looks so good. It's like a perfect horror set piece. Ethan Hawke is really good. It's the grabber, and just the final like act is so like goofy and funny. I love it. I love it. I loved it in the theater. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm exaggerating, but like, I was like, this is really good. I would put it up here, man. But you got to go into it being like, all right, first one was like kind of serious. This one is also serious, but a little goofy in all the best ways. I'm glad they went that route. They could have just. This is a movie that doesn't technically need to exist because the first movie is kind of its own like little thing. So in order for it had to justify its existence, and it does. It was definitely worth making it. I'm actually kind of speedrunning a bit. Kind of because my throat hurts. What's next? I keep alt-tabbing to look at the list, and then I don't look at the list. Oh, this one. This one's pretty interesting. Bugonia. This is Yorgos Lanthimos. He's finished doing weird movies, I think. I really like the premise of this movie. This is one of my favorite premises, which is it's like two like conspiracy theorists capture like this CEO because they think she's an alien, and they imprison her and stuff. And the premise of it is really good. The ending, I think, is really bad. I don't want to say really bad. It's okay. I'll say this movie is predictable. Kind of. In some aspects, it's predictable. But there's some really good acting in it. I love Jesse Plemons. And I honestly think like the whole like lore and aesthetic is really good. It's got Stavros in it. I love Stavros. He's pretty funny in it. He's just like a guy. He's like a cop, but he's just like a guy. But yeah, I liked it. I think there's some heavy moments, and there's some moments where it's like it's honestly pretty sad. It's really sad at some points, which is unfortunate. But it's like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy what conspiracy can do. It's also pretty funny at some points. It's also very insane at some points, like very insane. I think that's just the director. I'd put it, honestly, I think I'll keep it at C. I'm trying to think, because the ending really kind of sours it for me, but I think for the most of the movies, it's pretty good. So I'll put it up at B. It's fun. What's next? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. It's Predator Badlands. I was pretty excited for this movie because I loved the previous, I think it's 2 movies before this. Prey. It's the same director who did Prey, which is another movie in the Predator franchise. Prey, honestly, might be my top 10 favorite movies of all time. That movie, I freaking love that movie. This one is obviously a completely different movie, but it's the same universe, same like Alien, the Predators. It's a really good action movie. It's got some cool action sequences, some really good makeup and prosthetics. Like the main alien guy, the prosthetics is so good. Looks really good. I love Elle Fanning. I think she's very pretty, and I think her character is actually pretty interesting. It's kind of just like, I don't want to say generic, but it's the thing where it's like grumpy guy and like talkative girl that have to go on a begrudging adventure. But I think it works. I think it really does work. There's some really cool design choices in terms of like monster design and like weapon and armor design, which is kind of customary with the Predator franchise. But I think for a franchise that's existed for as long as it has, it really hasn't gotten stale because they always try and find new things to do. And this movie does a lot of new things, which I think freaking rock. Like the plasma caster in this one. Oh. It's so genius. It hurts. But I think it's a good action movie. I still prefer Prey, but honestly, I think it's pretty good. And they sequel bait. So I'm excited for what's next. I'm noticing like movies that are like really good I could talk about a lot, and movies that are really bad I could talk about a lot. It's these like, I don't call them mid, but like middle ground movies where I'm just like, don't have too much to talk about. They're just, you know, they're good. They're good. Speaking of bad movies, I don't want to call it bad. The Running Man. This movie, this movie. So disappointing. Unfortunately, Edgar Wright, he really missed, mainly with the ending of this movie. The first act is really, really good. I love the aesthetics. I love like the gadgets and like all the technology and stuff like that, and like the setting of it. It's so good. Towards the middle, it's sort of like wavers. And then the last act is an absolute dumpster fire. It's really, really bad. Because like he tries to commit to like a commentary, but he just doesn't hit. He doesn't do it well enough. And like they introduce like a piece of technology in the movie that truly just like undermines so much stuff, because you're just like, well, if this exists, I don't know if any of this is like real, you know? So, yeah, it was really disappointing. Because, like, the premise of it is so good, you know? And, like, the first act, they kind of go with the premise. And I understand, like, you know, trying to not just be it's just an action movie and, like, have a deeper message, but he didn't commit to it. It feels, like, tacked on at the end. It literally is just tacked on at the end. At the end, there's like, oh, yeah, how did this happen? I don't know. Here it is, though. Are you happy? And so, yeah, it feels really unearned, the ending of this movie. It's very disappointing. Is it? I mean, this is... I think if the opening of Shelby Oaks carries it so hard, the ending of this movie makes it so much worse that I have to put it in D tier, unfortunately. Even though the first act is so good, the last act is so bad. It really doesn't do well. Wait. Oh my god, next one. Oh my god, the next one. I'm so excited. The surprise hit, Rental Family. This one I saw no trailers or anything. I literally just went on the AMC app and saw what was coming out that week, and I was like, Rental Family, that's got Brendan Fraser, and it takes place in Japan. I like both those things. Let's watch it. Stealth, top movie here. This movie, I'll say this movie is very safe, in that I would say anyone could watch this movie and love it. Like, all these movies up here, with maybe the exception of Superman, all these ones I'd be like, there's some caveats. Or like, you know, I'd be like, these might not be for everyone. Rental Family, I feel like, is just a good movie, a great movie. There's some commentary in it, but for the most part, it's, you know, by the book, just a good movie. I cried 3 separate times during this movie, which, listen, I can cry. I cried a lot during Iron Claw. This movie, I cried 3 separate times. Just kind of crazy, but I don't know. It's really good. I mean, the premise of it is really interesting. It's I know about rental families in Japan because of Conan O'Brien, because he rented them for like a bit on like a show. Basically, like, you can rent actors to be like to act like your family, which is very dystopian, and they kind of tackle that in the movie. Although I don't think they tackle it as much as I wanted them to. They sort of just like, that's how it is. But actually, by the end they kind of tackle it, whatever. But yeah, I don't know what to talk about. Anyways, this movie is really good. It's very emotional. You get to see a lot of the human aspect of expression, love, sadness, loneliness. A lot of this movie deals a lot with loneliness. And as someone who has chronic loneliness, it hit very hard. These also take place in Japan, which, if you're a weeb, maybe you like that. I like it. I'm not really a weeb, but I really love Japanese culture. So it's very interesting seeing movies and sort of tackle the not so good parts of Japanese culture. I really hate when people are just like, Japan is, it's a great place, man. Why would you ever not want to be there? And then this movie tackles a lot of issues that plague Japan, which I actually really like. Like, you know, societal issues of like, you know, marriage and like status and loneliness, you know, collectivism, stuff like that. It's really good. It's really good. It's crazy how good it is, considering I didn't know about it until like a few weeks before. So yeah, great movie. Great movie. They're getting to the end, man. It's gonna be about 3 hours, huh? The next one. This next one, I don't know. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. It's Zootopia 2. I thought this movie is not good. I mean, it's more nuanced. I think it's a fine movie, but it's sort of just a hallmark of the sequel slop, in that it does so many story beats and plot points of the first Zootopia, where I was just like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I feel like this is just the same movie. There's one specific plot point that they do where I was just like, really? Like, it's also from the first movie. Like, I understand, like, you know, reintroducing characters in the first movie, obviously. But some characters, I feel like they just put them in there for no reason. There's like, I can think of like 2 or 3 moments where I'm just like, yo, they literally put this in here just for, I understand it's a kid's movie, but there's other kids' movies, you know, that don't do this. You know, like Cave Out Demon Hunters, that's a kid's movie. I feel like it did a lot of stuff better. It didn't do as much jingling keys. Which I don't want to bring that up because we're gonna bring up FNAF later. That's also jingling keys, but we'll talk about that later. I can defend FNAF, but this movie, I don't know. It's like, oh, hey, remember this character? Well, they're here now. This character, they're here now. You remember this character from the first one? You love them so much. Here they are again, doing the same thing. It was just, I don't know. I really didn't like it, and the fact that it's becoming like the highest-grossing animated film of the year, it's pretty crazy, man. Like I don't know. I feel like, why is the small rabbit so mean to the fox, even though they love each other? Like, I understand in the first movie when they first met, but like this one, they're like partners. And like she just like ignores him, is mean to him. He's still like kind of one-dimensional. Well, yeah, actually, he gets a bit more dimensional in this movie, but still, it's like, I don't know. It's too safe. It's too safe. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Also put in C tier. Yeah. If you liked it, to each your own. To each their own. Whatever. You're probably freaking good for you. Well, good for you. I hope you're happy and healthy. Okay, now here's the real. This is actually controversial. FNAF 2. It's crazy to me. People think this movie. They hated this movie. There's caveats, I would say, when I see people, when I give a review for this movie. If you like the first FNAF, you should love this movie. It's an objectively better movie for FNAF. The first movie, they barely do, like, you know, they add stuff they shouldn't have added, you know? Like adding, like, Vanessa. That's like that character, and like making, sorry, spoilers for FNAF 1, making her related to William, and then like just the whole dream sequence thing. And in this movie, they just basically like forget like half of that. Like this movie, they're like, hey, remember that dream sequence stuff? Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Like it does so much more interesting and cool stuff from the game. Like it's so FNAF 2 core, man. There's some aspects of it that could have done better, but like it's fun, man. The first movie, like, listen, if you think the first FNAF movie is good and you think the second FNAF movie sucks, you're wrong. They both suck, and that's awesome. All right? If you think the FNAF 1 movie is good, I'm sorry, that movie sucks, but I loved it. If you think the FNAF movie is bad, I'm sorry, this movie sucks, but I also loved it. You can't, there's no in between. Like, what are we doing here? This movie has, like, you know, so many funny moments and Easter eggs from the game. And it's like, oh, they're jingling keys, they're jingling keys. Yeah, man, it's the Jingling Keys franchise. You should have learned that from the first movie. You couldn't see the first movie like, yeah, this movie has, like, some serious nuance, man. It's got Freddy Fazbear. I think this movie has Mad Pat. You know, you can't really recognize his voice. And it has freaking Megan Fox as Chica. Toy Chica. And the crazy part is she actually does a really good job. It's crazy. And it's got Newman from Seinfeld. I think. That was his name? Newman? He's also in Jurassic Park. I don't know. I liked the movie. I thought it was... Actually, I thought there's some creepy parts of it, man. The first movie, there was, like, no creepy parts. It was just kind of goofy. This one, it's also really goofy, but there's, like, 1 or 2 parts where I was like, oh, that's pretty creepy looking. Actually, that's pretty cool. I kind of like that. The opening of it is very funny. I think they could have done it way better. Like, obviously, the opening of the movie is, like, the kid trying to get people's attention because, like, she's worried, like, the kid's gonna get killed. Like, I understand what they're going for. The parents are like, yeah, whatever, kid. But they could have handled it well because she's literally like, a kid is going to get hurt, and they're like, oh, whatever, kid. Like, you could just be like, you know, hey, mister, and then they're just like, yeah, whatever, leave me alone. But instead, if her literally just saying word for word, someone is in trouble, being like, an adult hearing that and be like, oh, whatever, kid, go find your parents. Like, that's... I understand one parent, but like 4 people doing that, that's like cartoonishly bad. So, I don't know, man. E tier. I'm sorry. This movie's fun. It's fun. There's a cameo in it, by the way. This was also a theater experience, by the way. Hold on. Were there any theater experiences I missed out on? I don't think so. I think I got most of them. Yeah. Yeah, most of them. Oh, no, I will say, in the Black Phone, there's someone just on their phone full brightness for like the first 30 minutes. I was so mad. I can't understand being phone. But they're just like scrolling Instagram. If you're gonna do that, why does your phone need to be so bright, man? You're in a pitch black room. You don't need your phone on max brightness. Anyways, that was one theater experience for Black Phone 2. But for this theater experience, first off, I saw it opening night. So it was a pretty packed theater, and they're all FNAF fans. At one point, a guy was like, do you guys want custom-made FNAF cards? And I was like, no. But that made it kind of fun, especially during the hype moments and aura parts, and like the comedy parts and the ridiculous parts. I think it's pretty good. Oh, the only caveat is, sat next to me was a girl, and it was the most brother-sister coded thing I've ever seen, and that the little brother was being really annoying, like super annoying, to the point where I, as a stranger, almost went being like, shut up, kid. That's how annoying he was. Where he was like, I don't even remember what was happening. Like, he had a drink, like it was like all ice or whatever, so he wanted her drink, and he was just like, give me a drink. She's like, no, shut up. She's like, give me a drink. She's like, shut up, stop. He was like, give me a drink. What is it? What is in your drink? She's like, shut up. What's in your drink? It was awful. And he was also completely wrong. At some point, he was like, this is gonna happen from this game. That's the fun thing from this game. And he was like going off a big tirade during the movie, by the way. And the lore he was saying was wrong. It was completely wrong. Sue that kid. I feel bad for the sister too. But I don't regret it. I got a poster right here. I have not opened it. It's still got the rubber band on it. Because I don't even know I'll have room for poster. Can you hear that? That's the poster. The exclusive AMC Theaters FNAF 2 poster. You jealous? So yeah, I liked it. Sue me. The next one is actually very interesting. Because, once again, it did not release in theaters, even though it should have. Wake Up Dead Man, the new Rian Johnson film in the Benoit Blanc franchise. I know the first one, Knives Out, the second one, Glass Onion. Glass Onion being Netflix original. Knives Out, I'm pretty sure it was in theaters. I hope. The third installment, Wake Up Dead Man. This movie is a contender for the best shot movie. I really like the shots in Good Boy, but this one, I think I'll still give it to Good Boy. But Wake Up Dead Man is very, very close. There's some really... It's the hardest decision of my entire life. I might give it to Wake Up Dead Man. But that's not the fault of the director of Good Boy. He was low budget, so he could only work with what he could. I think Wake Up Dead Man is so well shot because he had access to so much more stuff. I think I will give it to Wake Up Dead Man. This movie has some very gorgeous shots, some very beautiful lighting. The way they use light, Rian Johnson uses lighting in this movie is so good. The zooms, the camera angles, it's so good. This also has the best... Oh, frick, man. No, second best scene of the year. The best scene is still that scene from Sinners. But the second best scene of this year involves a phone call. I want to get into it. But this is, if they're going to see any movie, this one should be the easiest because it's literally on Netflix. You don't got to like go to like 50 different streaming services to find it. It's literally just on Netflix. So go watch it. In terms of the Knives Out like trilogy, I hate calling it Knives Out just because Knives Out is just the first movie. It's not like the series title. But the first Knives Out is still the best one. It's still really good. Basically, they have like aspects of it. The aspects of the Knives Out franchises. There's a main character, there's Benoit Blanc, and then there's the ensemble cast. And the mystery. Those are the four aspects of all three movies. The first Knives Out has perfect on every account. Perfect main character, perfect Benoit Blanc, perfect mystery, and perfect ensemble cast. Glass Onion is the worst of the trilogy. It has the worst main character, and that it's Benoit Blanc. You know, he's a great character, he's not a good main character. Now, you could argue there is a main character in Glass Onion, but she doesn't really show up till halfway through the movie. So, even then, she's still like kind of sidelined. So I would still say Benoit Blanc is the main character of Glass Onion, but he works way better as a supporting character. There's too much of him as a main character, so he's also not the best. He's not the best main character and not the best Benoit Blanc. Best Benoit Blanc, I would probably say, is the first movies, Knives Out, and then I will say Glass Onion has a really good ensemble cast. The ensemble cast in Glass Onion is really good. The mystery of Glass Onion is not really good. It's pretty bad. Unfortunately, it's still decent, but it's just kind of like meh. I get what they're going for, but yeah. Wake Up Dead Man has, I would say, the best main character. He just outshines Marta in some aspects. But they're still really good. Marta's still really good. So yeah, I think Josh O'Connor does really good as the main character for Wake Up Dead Man. I think Benoit Blanc is still really good. He does it more like less bombastic. In the first two movies, he's much more like, oh wow wow blah blah blah. He's much more like theatrical. This one, he's still theatrical at some points, but I think it's a lot more serious. Not like super serious, but more serious. Shout out to Daniel Craig. He does so well as Benoit Blanc. The mystery in this movie is insane. You're like, what the heck is going on? And the explanation of it is really good. I'd say the mystery is actually, it's the best mystery of all three movies, just because of how insane it is and like how convoluted it is. It's really good. It has the worst ensemble cast. The ensemble cast is so bad. They don't do anything. Glenn Close is pretty decent. Jeremy Renner is not great, and everyone else, I don't even remember who they are. That's how bad the ensemble cast in that movie is. But the movie is carried so much by Josh O'Connor and Glenn Close and what's his name? Daniel Craig, that it still beats Glass Onion, which is crazy. So if I had to put this anywhere, I'd put it up here. But since it's streaming, we'll put it down here. Now we're at like final 3 movies, and these ones I've seen like in the past like month. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Oh baby. Crazy? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm putting an S tier. I'm crazy. I'm crazy with it. If The Way of Water is, where did I put it? Did I put it B tier? I think I put it B tier. If not, I'm putting it B tier. I might put it A tier, but I'm putting it B tier. The Way of Water is B tier. Fire and Ash is S tier. Because it takes the worst aspects of The Way of Water, it does them better. It kind of does the same thing, but there's more subtleties in it. They include a secondary plot line in it that's so good. Oh, this movie is so it's such a good like world. I think. Well, here's the other thing. These movies, it's so funny that I resonate so much with the tweet that was like, Avatar, Fire and Ash is a movie that's 3 hours long that I somehow wish was longer. Which is kind of true because if you were to watch Way of Water and Fire and Ash, that like one after the other, that'd be 6 hours because they're both 3 hours long. And Way of Water was too long. I feel like it very much dragged on. It should not have been 3 hours. This one, they should have taken the runtime, an extra hour from Way of Water and put it in Fire and Ash. Or you can just watch them next to each other. But Fire and Ash is so good. The action sequences are so good. The CGI is breathtaking, man. There's so many moments where I'm like, this is I can reach out and touch that. But it's not real. It's not a real thing. That doesn't exist. But I could physically see it and it looks real. The actual like acting is really good, and like the depth of characters actually gets like really good in this movie. It takes a lot of build. That's the other thing. The reason why this movie is so good is just because it had so much build up in the lore and the world building to where it actually mattered now. And honestly, the stealth aspect of this movie that I loved, the soundtrack is really good. I don't really pay too much attention to soundtracks. If it's very noticeable, I'll notice it. I think I'm very I don't know what the word is. I forgot what the word is. I'm between Sinners and Avatar. In terms of soundtrack, Sinners has like actual like music where like people are singing. And that's really good. Sinners has music I would put on a playlist, but Avatar has some really good themes. Like the Avatar theme itself is so good. Rarely have I ever seen a movie where, other than like a Marvel movie, like I can hear like a theme, a central theme in the soundtrack. Where I'm like, oh, that's something, man. The freaking da da, it's so good. The way it's utilized is so good. I've become an Avatar fan because of this movie. I kind of get it. I kind of got the glazing when Way of Water came out. And everyone's like, wait, these movies are good? But like, I kind of get it when I saw Way of Water. I was like, this movie's pretty good. But this one actually cemented me being an Avatar like fan. I'm so locked into the world building of this franchise, like the characters and stuff like that. It's so good. And like just there's a moment in this movie that was generally one of the funniest moments of the year, and it wasn't even meant to be funny. Maybe it was kind of, but I don't know, it's so good. Just the introduction of the I forget their real name, but the Fire Tribe, and Quaritch's character, the commando dude in the second movie and the first movie technically. Just there's so much more dynamics in the character like relationships in this movie. It's really good. It's really good. I loved it. This is also a safe movie where I'm like, I say safe movie. It requires like 5 hours of other movies to watch, but I would recommend Avatar. That's just a visual experience. And go see it in theaters. I swear to God, go see it in theaters. In 3D. I know I don't see any movies in 3D, but James Cameron wants you to see it in 3D. So go see it in 3D in theaters, please. I beg you. If you don't, listen, you can watch Sinners anytime next year. I'm fine with that. But You need to, if you want to watch something in theaters, before it leaves theaters, please go watch Avatar Fire and Ash in theaters. What, I'm dropping frames? No. I thought I fixed this. It's been 3 hours. Maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe it's just a fluke. Come back to me. Okay, it was just a fluke, guys. It was just a fluke. Listen, for 3 hours, having it go down for that little... Listen, we're down 5,000 frames, which compared to yesterday, which was like, what, 50,000? I think we're behind. Scary, though. It's scary. Please don't do that anymore. I can't go through that again. Yes, go see Avatar in theaters, please. Please. Movie theaters will not be dying. Please don't let movie theaters die. So yeah, really good. Just a fun movie. Final 2 movies, man. And there's this one's contentious, I feel. Marty Supreme. I was really excited for this movie when they were doing like pre-showings and everyone's like, this is the greatest movie of all time. I kind of weapons myself where I got a little overhyped. I still think this movie is good. I think it is better than Weapons. My main gripe. I'm losing frames again. Why? Why did it start? I didn't change anything. I updated OBS and it fixed it. Now nothing. I didn't change anything. Now it's broken again. Okay, it's back. Hopefully it's temporary. It's only a few thousand frames, but still, man. Stop doing that. I don't like that. I was saying Barney Supreme. My main criticism of this movie is the other Safdie brother. And like, I haven't seen the other one, but I've seen Uncut Gems, which is also by the same director. And I feel like I keep saying it, and it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just kept thinking it the entire movie about like, this is just Uncut Gems again, but without Adam Sandler. Like, I love Uncut Gems. But like, I feel like it... I don't know. Also, I'm crazy. I think Timothée Chalamet is a great actor. I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he did good in Little Women. I haven't seen him in many other movies. Any other movies, actually, but I respect the word of mouth that he's a good actor. In this movie, he has some really good acting. But sometimes, in some points in this movie, I feel like he was trying too hard. I feel like he really wants an Oscar. And I respect him for saying he wants to be one of the greats. I feel like he's a little overzealous because, with the performance, he's doing too much at some points. But a lot of points he wasn't. A lot of points he actually really did a lot of good stuff. So I want to say he's a bad actor, or like, he doesn't deserve the prowess. You'll need to calm down saying he's the best actor. He deserves best actor. I think it might be Leo for one battle after another, but that oh god, we don't get in that conversation right now. Well, maybe we should. Maybe this is the exact time to do it. But the movie, it's a very captivating movie. I will say, it's a very captivating movie. This movie it had my attention the entire time. There's not a single point in the movie where I was like, it's a movie I was like locked in the entire time, just because like never know what's gonna happen. It's freaking, it's fast paced. It's crazy. Not a lot of ping pong. I wish there was more ping pong. Call me crazy. You think the movie, this premise, is about a ping pong player would have a little bit more ping pong, but mainly at the start and at the end. I guess that maybe is the point, but still. I don't know. I like the aspect. I mean, I said it in my review, but it's like it's a character-driven movie where like you're kind of like, it's an awful person you can't help but rooting for, but like I don't know. In Uncut Gems, it kind of worked a little bit more. In this one, it's just like, I don't know. It was derivative, man. Honestly, I just prefer watching Uncut Gems. I wish he would have done another route for this movie. We could have kept Marty, but maybe trying another like thing, because the entire movie is just, I don't know, it's just bad decision after bad decision, and you know the compounds, you know, it's crazy. I would prefer something a bit more nuanced and new, but I don't think it was bad. I genuinely liked. Kevin O'Leary's performance is very funny. How good it is. I think I'll put it up in A tier. I think I'll do that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm comfortable putting it there. Just because I was a little bit disappointed doesn't mean the movie was bad. Because unlike Weapons, it actually like pretty much stuck the landing for the most part. Only some aspects of it I didn't like. Weapons, I really didn't like the last aspect. Okay, there's an ad break and then we'll do the final movie, which is very recent. I kind of just already talked about it on stream when it happened, but there's an ad break, so. I see his ad break. And then it doesn't. I need to start clicking the run ads button instead, because when it automatically runs ads, it doesn't actually run them. But honestly, this looking pretty decent. You know, pretty evened out. And I can defend every single one of these movies' placements. That's the other thing. You want to come to me? Want to come in the YouTube comments after the stream? I'll one-on-one you. I'll rebuttal. Now, if it's like the Minecraft movie and like this movie objectively sucks, then yeah. But I can rebuttal that. I can be like, yes, but if you're familiar with Minecraft and you understand the absurdity and you don't look at it as it's trying to be funny, but you look at it, it's funny because it's trying to be funny and not actually funny. You can see it through that lens and it becomes a fun time, man. And, you know, social media presence is also a thing, you know? I also think the reason I like Avatar, Fire and Ash so much is because Twitter, film Twitter, has been talking about it a lot. There's some good memes. There's good discussions about it, good tweets. I think it's really... The social aspect of movies is also something you can talk about, man. Like if it's just an objective ranking, then freaking Sinners would still be number one. Which is kind of a testament to Sinners, man. If you just watch that movie in a vacuum and just really analyze like the symbolism and stuff, it's perfect. Minecraft movie, if you just watch that in a vacuum, you're like, all right, what's the point of all this? But when he says chicken jockey, it's like, you know, it's cinema. You throw your hands up, man. We'll get to Jack Black when we get to Anaconda. One more minute till the grand finale. Then we'll do accolades. I don't know how I'll do accolades. I was going to do like a PowerPoint presentation, but I was too lazy, so I think I'll just give them verbally. 40 seconds. 1 copper piece. 2 copper pieces. New Year's Eve. Can't wait to eat dinner tonight. Tonight I'm gonna make myself nachos. New Year's Eve nachos. I'm so excited. God, do I have to sneeze? Nope. Alright, the ads are over. Finally. The moment you all been waiting for. The final movie review 2025. Anaconda. Starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black. This movie is not good. It is not good. It's trying so hard to be, I don't know. I even saw an interview, they're like, oh yeah, we want to make fun of reboots and sequels in this movie. And they don't do it well. They don't do it enough. I can see what they're going for, but it doesn't go hard enough. You know? Like hearing about a bunch of the experiences you had with movies and maybe talking about them on stream, yeah. It's kind of like, you know, rehashing everything and just consolidating it all in the last part of the year, you know? Yeah, I like it, you know, it's like a journey thing, you know? Because I was at different points in my life this year when I saw these movies, you know? It's pretty interesting. It's a way of seeing, like, you know, stuff. Like some of these was before I debuted, I think. Maybe, no, I think I debuted by then. When did Minecraft movie come out? I think it was like March. Oh, it was April. Oh yeah, sorry, it already debuted. Still. Or just getting in my groove. You know, summer. Oh man, I missed the summer. Anyways, Anaconda, it's not good. There's one or two funny jokes, but can we read how recent all this is? Yeah, especially like I don't know, like Sinners. I don't know, but Anaconda, it's not good. I watched the first Anaconda, like on Monday of last week in preparation, and I don't know. There's obviously I could see why it became a cult classic. It's kind of campy and stuff, but one aspect of it I kind of liked was the puppet they used for the snake. It was actually pretty decent looking, like really decent looking. No, for this movie, they do a full CG, obviously, and it just looks kind of bad at some points, like really bad. They use CG where they didn't have to, and kind of disappointing, because like the original movie came out in like the 90s or whatever, the like 2000s, and it had better. This movie had like probably like 3 times the budget. They still can like make a decent snake puppet. They're pretty easy to make puppets of. But that's not good. One aspect of this movie I did find funny. So in the 2025 film Anaconda, starring Jack Black and Paul Rudd, there is the film. If you count the film itself, there are 4 Anaconda films. There's the film. There's Anaconda 2025. Within that movie, there is the Anaconda reboot they're making in movie. Then also within the movie, there's a second Anaconda reboot officially made by Sony. And then there's also the original Anaconda, which is also present in the movie. So counting Anaconda 2025, there were 4 Anaconda movies in the movie Anaconda, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, there's one scene where like obviously I can see them in the writing room being like, dude, if we did this would be a good funny. There'd be a funny bit. There'd be a funny joke to write in. And you could definitely tell like they thought it would be funny because they dedicate an entire like 5-minute scene to it, but it's just not. It's not funny at all. It's pretty bad. But some aspects are pretty fun. I don't know. It's kind of fun, but still, it's not great. Put it D tier. I don't think it's. No, it's. I'll put it down here, man. At least The Running Man and Eddington had some positive. This one has like 1 or 2 positives, maybe, that are only like a minute long. So yeah, it's not good. So it is. Actually, I need to, so I'm going to do the thing where I also rearrange them in each category. So if we're going to rearrange, we'll start from the bottom. I think the objective worst of all of these 3 is Witchboard. And after that, it's Until Dawn is the best of these 3, and then it's Anaconda, and then it's Witchboard. These ones, I would honestly say Eddington is better than the Running Man. For these ones, it's crazy I'm going to put Minecraft there, but I think it is. And I'll put Shelby Oaks. Then I'll put Weapons. Smash the Machine goes down there. Honestly, I'll put Megan over Zootopia. Call me crazy. For this one, I would put... Oof. These categories not... honestly... Oh, I actually like Honey Don't. Yeah, it works. Put Thunderbolts at the top, and then Honey Don't, then Begonia. Yeah. This starts to get harder for here. I'm sorry, man. Do that, and then the real question is, what do I prefer more? Final Destination or Together? I think I might prefer Final Destination. Actually, you know what? I'll put Black Phone here. Put Predator here. Put Marty here. Yeah, I think that works. I think I like Black Phone more than Predator. And I honestly think I like Marty Spring more than Predator. Yeah. Sinners is obviously at the top. And after that... yeah. God, this is really tough. The S tier is really tough. Well, let's do the down here first. Actually, that's pretty clear. This would be like that. Oh, okay, S tier. Oh my god. I guess it's a hallmark of good movies, right? Like you can't. Oh, I mean, Sinners is objectively the best. Here is where I'm like. No, I think Rental Family beats out Avatar. I would watch. I mean, it goes to show I would watch all of these again. I'd watch all of these again, except maybe Spinal Tap. Which maybe puts it in. You know, we'll move Spinal Tap to up there. And then I would watch Honey Don't again. Maybe that's a hallmark of whether the movie is good or not. I would watch... yeah. 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 Okay, yeah, this works out. Would I watch it again? Criteria really helps ranking these. Up here though. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, this is the tough one. Would I be insane to say I like Materialist better than One Battle After Another? Nah. Because when we get to the accolades, I'll say what my favorite part of One Battle After Another is. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. The final tier list. S to F. Left to right. It goes wow, 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 wow. So yes, now onto the accolades, guys. There's some very specific accolades, which they're kind of arbitrary, but maybe if you hear them, you'll be interested in why I chose them. But I think we'll start with first, second, and third acts. The best first act of all of everything here is Shelby Oaks. The first act of that movie is so good. It's so gripping. It's so like interesting. It involves like an early 2000s YouTuber channel, and it captures that aesthetic so much. And it's really gripping and engaging the mystery. But obviously the ending kind of blows. But this is the best opening act of all the movies in 2025 for me that I've seen in theaters. Obviously, I haven't seen a lot of movies. I haven't seen every movie. There's some movies I missed out because I only started watching in April. But still. The best middle act is One Battle After Another. The middle act of One Battle After Another, people glaze the last act, and the last act is also really good. But the middle act with Benicio del Toro is so good. Just the way it's shot, like there's so many long shots, like the pacing and stuff. It's so good. It's so good. That's my favorite middle act of all these. And then honestly, the best final act is, what was it? Oh. Was it? There's a lot of good ones. The Black Phone final act is good. The Predator final act is good. Avatar final act is good. Actually, no, it's Rental Family. Sorry, that's throw out about it. Yes, Rental Family has the best. I guess final act. I'd probably say best ending. Has the best ending of everything here. And that like, it sort of like goes back around, and I don't know, it's just really good. The ending of Rental Family is my favorite ending of everything here. And if that doesn't count, then I guess One Battle After Another gets final. And I'll put it to Avatar. And I think, yeah, I guess Avatar will be best final act, and then Rental Family is best ending. So I can't decide. Worst opening, first act, I'd probably say it's a tough question. I think it might be kind of hard to pick. I feel like all the first actors, all these are actually pretty decent. Actually, you know what? I think it might be a Black Phone too. I think the first opening act of that one is just kind of slow. Kind of meh. Worst middle act? Zootopia? Maybe Zootopia? Actually, I think it's the Minecraft movie. I thought about it for a second. Yeah, the middle part of the Minecraft movie is meh. The opening in the real world is pretty funny, and then the ending is kind of like silly, but the middle part is pretty bad. So yeah, worst middle part, second act, Minecraft movie. Worst final act, there's a lot. There's a lot. It has to go to Eddington. Oh, the Running Man and Eddington final acts are so bad, man. No, it's the Running Man. Eddington's, it goes, like the ending of Eddington is the worst. But the final act, the entire final act of the Running Man is so bad. It's awful. Yeah. Yeah. Worst dialogue, Black Phone 2. Best dialogue? That's a good question. What would be the best dialogue here? I think it's Marty Supreme. Yep. Marty Supreme has some really good dialogue. Or Sinners. Sinners also has some really good dialogue. I think it's a toss-up. I think I can go either way in terms of dialogue. Best soundtrack, I've talked about it, but it's a toss-up between best vocal soundtrack is Sinners. Best score, I think that's what I was gonna say. Best like soundtrack is Sinners. Best score is Avatar. I know there's too much of a difference, but that's what I'd give them. I can't really think of worse soundtrack and worse score. Anyway, you never really notice if music is too bad, I guess. Best main character. Was that a criteria? It is. I just made it up. I think I made it up specifically for. I don't know. I feel like Margaret Qualley and Honey Don't. Not best actor, best main character. Or actually, I think it might be Marty. Unfortunately, Marty Supreme is really good in terms of character work. So I think Marty is maybe the best character, just because he's very dynamic and complex character. Honey is pretty interesting, but not too complex. Best antagonist. Best antagonist. That's a good question. Who's the best antagonist? It's Sinners. It's Remick in Sinners. Absolutely, 100%. There's no contest. Lex Luthor's pretty good. No. Remick in Sinners. He's so. I know he's silly, but he's also kind of like. He's a sinister, nice guy. I don't know how else to describe it. Best crier. Best movie to make you cry is Rental Family. Best action movie. It's probably Predator. Well, let's see. What action movies are there? I mean, actually, Avatar has some really good action. No, I think Predator is definitely best action. There's an entire section of the Predator movie towards the end where it's like pretty sick. I'm running out of ideas. Best side character? Best side character. What would the best side character in these movies be? Yeah, it's gonna be. Needs to be Korich in Avatar. Korich in Avatar, he's so funny, he's so silly in that movie. Best score, Bring Her Back. Best VFX, Avatar. Best. There's one more. I don't remember. I think that's about it. That's all the accolades I can really think of. So now, it's recommendations. If you want to watch a bad movie, I think the bad movie of the year would probably be. Honestly, I think Megan 2.0. I think that's. If I would tell you to watch a bad movie of this year, no, it'd be Minecraft movie actually. Actually, I don't know, because I feel like it wouldn't be too fun if you don't know Minecraft. I'm thinking of like more of like all around bad movie to watch. Sure, Megan 2.0. I guess I'll just go through of all these, like which ones I think you should watch that are worth watching. I think I think Roofman is a stealth pick. I think Roofman is actually it's pretty decent. I just sneezed and I almost missed my mute button. I think Roof Man is kind of a stealth pick. And I think Final Destination is also good if you are familiar with the Final Destination franchise. I think Together is decent, although I don't know if I really recommend it too much. I think Bring Her Back is really good for gore. And if you're gonna watch a superhero movie or a comic book movie, I would say Superman. I do recommend all these up in the S tier. I think if you're gonna watch anything, watch Sinners. Blanket, just watch Sinners. I don't care. Watch Sinners. If you have the time to commit to watch, if you haven't seen the other Avatar movie, I definitely recommend Fire and Ash. I think one battle after another is really good. The only caveat being the first act is very confusing. Not very confusing, but it's very weird. Very weird first act. So be careful. I like The Materialist. I think you should watch it. Yeah, that's about it. If you have any specific recommendations you want, let me know. Otherwise, I think I've kind of done it. I'll post my I can probably post this to Twitter. Snippet tool. My 2025 movie rankings. Top best from left to right in each category. Yeah. Yeah. Why can't you crop Twitter images anymore? Maybe screenshot this better. There you go. Go watch Avatar in theaters, please. In theaters, please. And also Sinners. If you're going to watch any movie from 2025, please watch Sinners, Side Quest, watch Avatar in theaters before it leaves. It should be watched in 3D if possible. Sorry, I'm tweeting. Post. DB. All right. Stream's not over. If you're watching on YouTube, the tier list is over. You can stop watching for tier list. Instead, it is transitioned over. I mean, I named the stream New Year's Eve, so it's also a New Year's Eve stream. I'm going to be reflecting upon my year, reflecting upon 2025 and all that has transpired. Reminisce. Goals reached, goals still underway, expectations and whatnot. First, I must sneeze. Or goodbye. What's up with my nose today? Yeah, this year has been pretty interesting for me. A lot has happened. I debuted my model, obviously. That's new. So, you beat before this, I was just a PNG tuber. And kind of a VTuber, but that's the other guy. So this is my first year, like, with a model. And I've loved it. It's truly, I want to say given me a reason to live, because that sounds kind of dark, but it truly like reinvigorated my love for VTubing and streaming. Because before then I was like, my streams are like way more sporadic, and I take long breaks, and I don't really get the motivation. But now that I have like a model who's expressive, and who can see. You can see all my expressions and like my acting and stuff. really lends another aspect of like it's another gives a depth to my streaming that I was missing as just a plain old PNG tuber, because you can really like see my emotions. It's much more emotionless as well, so this made me be more expressive. I've also streamed more consistently, thanks in part to my schedule and stuff, but pretty happy with that. I think I'm in a groove now. I think it's the movies have kind of like thrown a wrench in it, and that like can't really stream on the weekends if I'm seeing movies. But I think 3 streams a week. I don't know. I sometimes get worried compared to my other friends who stream like 4 or 5 times a week, but minimum 3 streams a week is good. I'm gonna try and do 4. I think depends on how busy I am and like what movies are coming out and stuff like that, because I can't stream and see a movie at the same time, because movies are famously like 2 hours long. And it takes like half an hour to drive there, plus half an hour of previews. So it's like 3 or something hours, and I work on the weekend, so I only get 3 other hours beforehand to actually do stuff. And then I'm just like resting and eating dinner, so I don't have too much time to stream and see a movie. But if the current plan of seeing movies on Fridays and then streaming on Saturdays works, I can definitely see that. Trying to stream more consistently. Also, more collabs. I am in Starbite. That's another thing. I joined Starbite, which is a VTuber group. They've been really cool. We've been very busy the past month or two because of the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, so we haven't really interacted too much. But since the holidays are over and we're going back into the normal year, I want to try and collaborate with them more and more. And yeah, I'm kind of trepidatious, kind of excited for it. I'm a little worried I'm not really like putting as much effort as I should, but I'm working on it. In June, I started posting daily clips. I had posted clips semi-consistently before, but June was the first entire month where I posted one a day, and I've been posting one daily ever since then. And since this is the last day of December, I've officially done 7 months of daily clips, and I've not missed a single day. Even though there's some times where it gets rough, where I'm like, oh, I'm really tired. I don't know if I need to edit a clip, but thankfully I've reached the point where it's sunk cost fallacy, where it's like, if I go to bed right now, I will break my streak. Now, there have been some times where I'm like, I'm too tired, I'll edit it in the morning, especially when it's like my day off, where I'll be like, all right, I'll wake up at like 9 a.m. and edit it and get it out by 10 a.m. But sometimes, I think there were one or two times where I'm like, oh, frick, I wake up at like 5 a.m. to edit before I go to work. Which thankfully my workflow has made it so where it's not too crazy, where I can edit clips in a timely manner, like 15-20 minutes maximum. Yes, I'm very proud of myself for doing daily clips. And it's very hard to do. I'm a very special case in that I found a method with which I'm able to do it. The only downside is, I don't know. I've gotten obviously some growth. I mean, I'm pretty sure Aqua, you're here from YouTube. You found me. You discovered me via YouTube, so it's worth it just for that. And I did hit 750 subscribers today. But it's kind of like Twitch followers, where like you reach this like super massive number, like 750 is a lot of people. I have 500 followers on Twitch, but that doesn't really translate too much to actual like views. So while I have had a lot of growth on YouTube, I have not had too much like follow through, you know? Even like right now I'm live, there's one viewer, you know? Despite 750 subs. So it's like it is like Twitch followers, and it doesn't really guarantee, you know, not really indicative of growth. Just means someone hit the button and forgot about it, you know? But still, 750 is nothing to sneeze at, and as is the case with Aqua, you know, it doesn't matter if you only get like one person, as long as you get one person every now and then, it builds up after enough time. So hopefully it gets there, you know? I'm not too worried about it. I still want to get I want to get a full year of daily clips, and I'll assess how that has helped me growth-wise. I think a large part of the growth for me has been Starbite, thankfully, and also friendships. I met a lot of amazing people this year. Which is, I mean, are we going to get into it? But basically, this time last year, I was not in a good headspace. Really, it was one of the lowest points in my life. I did some things I'm not proud of to myself. I don't want to get too into it, but it was not good. I was in a bad place. And then, this time this year, I'm happy as can be. This year has been so positive for me. I've genuinely been like, I'm gonna make a sappy post on Twitter afterwards, but like this year, I've struggled with loneliness all throughout my life. But this is like the first year where I've felt the least lonely. I still feel lonely sometimes, but especially over the past years, this is the least I've felt lonely, which kind of rocks. And it's just the best mood I've been in. I think it's mainly because of streaming and just like the social interaction I get from it. It's been really nice. And all the community I'm very slowly building. People I'm meeting and stuff like that. It's very nice. I'm very happy. Hopefully next year we can keep up this momentum. Because I'm a bit worried about, because my growth, you know, it's the fool's errand to be like, you know, I'm debuting a very nice, expensive VTuber model. I'm going to hit partner immediately. But I did expect a bit more growth than I got this year. I mean, compared to my last year's, I think I've got, on average, a bit like 3 more viewers as opposed to the usual 1 viewer, which is not the end of the world. The main thing that's keeping me going is the fact that I find myself entertaining and funny. But it can only go so far. And I've said it before, but I'm going to stream for at least 5 more years until 2030. Then at 2030, I'm going to assess my life and decide what I want to do. Do I want to continue streaming, or do I want to try a different avenue of potential career and stuff like that? So, not getting rid of me yet. I mean, I started streaming in 2021. So, it's only been 4 years. So, I'm going to stream for longer than I've already been streaming so far. It's pretty fun. Maybe I should do 2031. That way it's a full 10 years. I don't know. We'll see. Because it was like a 6-month gap where I didn't stream. So, I don't know if that one should count. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten growth. I've gotten growth. Compared to what I was, I've gotten more growth this year than I have the past, 3 years beforehand, so hopefully it compounds, you know? Like, this is 1 year like this. Imagine 3 years, you know? And one thing next year I want to do is I want to revive my TikTok, because I think that's also an avenue of growth that I have been neglecting, not on my part. I was shadow banned. All right, still am probably, so it's kind of my fault for getting shadow banned. But the plan is I'm gonna archive that TikTok account and make a new one. Hopefully, it don't detect me posting new clips from it. And making my old one for my old persona and this one for my new persona, and try and utilize it, because it is a very good avenue for growth as long as you don't get shadow banned. But I'm going to be very particular with the clips I put on there. I have to do only like very family-friendly clips. Maybe not daily, so I have an archive now to where I can maybe do it. But it really depends on the clips. I'm going to have like no guns, no nothing. It's going to be wholesome, silly stuff. Just to try and not get shadow banned. Because oh my god, if I get shadow banned, oh, I don't want to have to keep making accounts and then they find out and then also just shadow ban me on all accounts. But if that works out, then hopefully I can get a bit more growth in that department, and then hopefully that translates over to Twitch. And if not, I might try it. Actually, I don't know if my program lets me dual stream on TikTok. I think it might be a bit of a hassle to do it, but I'll find another way. Yeah. So this year it's been good to me, thankfully. There's been some bad aspects. I don't want to talk about it too in depth, but I made a decision this year for my own sake, my own mental health, because there was something that was really messing up my mental health. That wasn't anyone's fault. It was mainly my own fault. It was mainly a me issue, kind of. I don't know. But I made a decision this year. It was very hard. And it was very stressful. But we're at the point now where I'm like, alright, it's in the past now. I've moved on. So I'm very thankful that I was able to do that. And it worked out in that I'm still like, there's no drama or anything, you know? So I'm thankful it's all behind me. It was very stressful for me to even make the decision, or to actually do the decision. But I'm proud of myself for doing it. Because like I said, it was kind of a drain on my mental health. And sorry for being so vague, but it is unfortunately something I have to be very vague about. For my own sake. Yeah. We out here. This year I've really consolidated. I met some cool people, and I've really locked in like my friendships, you know? Shout out Aiko-Kama. Aiko-Kama's been homie for a bit. She's like one of my closest friends. She's been there for me this year. And Sleepybug. Sleepybug. I mean, we were friends before, but I feel like this year I got really close to her. So yeah. hopefully next year with all of Starbite, I can get even closer to them. Because I'm very particular with my friendships, like I said. So it takes me a very long time to And Kiwi, oh my god, Kiwi. Kiwi is a blessing. I don't know, I've only met him, I only started interacting with him like a few months ago. But we're already like really fast friends. So hopefully we can stay fast friends for a long time. Sure life no one has to know. Glad you made whatever decision it was to help you feel. Thank you, thank you. I can maybe tell you awkward at some point. Because you're pretty disconnected from everything, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. As I was saying with Kiwi, like I take my friendships like very like slowly. And so it takes me a really long time to actually open up to friends. I've known Aiko for 2 or 3 years. Maybe not 3 years. 2 years, something like that. I only recently told her this year like some personal information about me, so it takes me a long time. Same with Sleepy Bug. There's different like ranks. Like I've told Sleepy some stuff, I've told Aiko more stuff, told other people more stuff. The longer I know you and the more I trust you, the more you get to know about me. So like I said, Kiwi, I've made fast friends with Kiwi, so I think we're gonna be good friends for a while. That's something crazy happens. Lucy's like, I hate you. And I was like, oh, okay. I just find Kiwi very funny because like he had been following me for so long because he's mutuals with my designer. But we never really interacted. And then I saw one tweet from him and he started streaming. And I interacted like once. I was like, wait, this guy's pretty chill. And then we just immediately just started interacting more and more. And now we're like friends. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool how fast that stuff happens. Because you always forget what's going to happen in a year. Like I said, last year, this time, I was like depressed. And just over the course of 1 year, honestly, I cured myself like in April or something. But just crazy how much stuff can change in a year. How easy it is to. Also, V Origins, I should mention that. I completely forgot about V Origins. That was also something scary I did this year. It was just insert myself into an SMP with like a bunch of other people I knew nothing about. That, I don't know, I'm going to try and be in Season 2. I'm a little worried because V Origins, it occupied so much of my time. I don't know if I'll have as much time to commit to Season 2, just because it's very stressful to stream it twice a week. And trying to edit it. But I still have so much to edit. I don't know. I think next season I'll take a much more chill approach. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So I did really enjoy it. Just it cuts into so much of my streaming time. Then I have very limited streaming time, so it's unfortunate. I met some nice people from it. And Starbite. Starbite has also met some very nice people. So yeah. So as far as goals for next year, I mean, this year's New Year's resolution, I messed up because I forgot about it. And then, I don't know. My New Year's resolution this year was to be able to touch my toes, but I forgot about it until like October. And at that point, I was like, it's too late. So it's really hard for me to do resolutions because I think I failed like every resolution the past like 3 years. So I'm not going to go too crazy for next year's resolutions if there are going to be any. The only thing I think of is just do something I'm probably already going to do. So next year, the resolution is to keep posting daily clips at least until June. So I can have a full year of clips. That's a pretty solid one that I'm going to almost definitely try and do. There was another one. I'm gonna maybe try drawing again. I'm gonna try and change up my art style. I'm gonna try a new art style. So be on the lookout for that. More collabs. I mean, this past few months I've had more collabs. So next month I'm gonna try and do more of those. I want to do more collabs with Kiwi and Sleepy specifically. I like our dynamic. We're like I call us the Blue Crew. I haven't told them that yet. But because we're all blue, the Blue Crew, me, Kiwi, Sleepy. Then yeah, also another big resolution next year is I want to go healthier again. because like I said, at the end of October, I sort of just like gave up on my diet because I wasn't on a diet for a few months and I actually lost a lot of weight. I was at like 160 at some point, and I was like, oh man, I need to actually like stop gaining weight. So I went on a diet and I dropped down to like 143, something like that. So I lost like 17 pounds, give or take, probably around 15. But I've started gaining weight back because I gave up on my diet because it was the holidays. I think I just have an unhealthy relationship with food because I just end up binging, which is kind of what I've done the past 3 months. Because I end up like, oh, this food's on sale, or you know, this is this and that. So I'm like, it's the holidays, which I do like cooking for myself on like the holidays. I did like my Thanksgiving feast and Christmas feast, so I do still want to do that. I just can't do the thing where it's like, well, if I'm gonna eat badly that week, I might as well just eat badly the whole month. That's kind of what happened. That's why I gained so much weight, because I basically ate bad all of November and December, and a little bit of October because of Halloween. So I was like, I'll buy candy for myself. But next year I want to get back on the exercise bike because I gave up on that too. So I want to get a bit healthier in that regard. I want to drop down a bit. Then I'm going back. I'm coasting on 150 now again. So I need to drop back down, and I can do it too. I have a strat because my main thing is like fast meals, but all the fast meals are unhealthy. So I was like, frick, man. So the fastest meal I could think of would be, I mean, the fastest meal before then, that was also in the macros, would be pasta. My pasta and chicken, which took like 10 minutes. But the other strat I'm gonna do, because I got a rice cooker this year as well. I got like I like making rice with it. But I like making like the flavored Mexican rice. And that involves like tomato paste and like chicken broth. So scary as my experiences are to you. Are similar there? Yeah. There's a streamer I watch late at night, and it's crazy how much like me and her are like as well, because like she talked about like how slow she is to make friendships and stuff like that, and that's also how I feel as well. Where she's like, yeah, some people, I don't understand people are like, oh, let's be mutuals and be best friends and stuff. I was like, yeah, that's not how it works with me. And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of the same. I was like, oh, it's interesting. Yeah, I want to. Oh yeah, my strat. So like I like making the Mexican rice and the rice cooker, but it takes so much time. By so much time, it takes like 1 minute to mix up. Cause I don't have chicken broth. I use like the Better Than Bouillon. It works pretty well. But it takes time to like put that and like all the seasonings and the tomato paste and then mix it up and then put the rice and all that. So what I think is I'm gonna pre-make I'm gonna pre-make the flavoring broth. So I'm gonna have like a canister in my fridge full of the chicken broth, the tomato paste, and the seasonings. That way, never need to make the rice. I just come home, rinse off the rice, and then pour that in, and it's already done. So I just do that and then put it in the rice cooker. And then while it's cooking, cook the chicken. Well, the one thing, the rice cooker, it takes like 20 minutes. So that would be annoying. But it's 20 minutes of non-work time. So I could technically like come home, start it cooking, lay down for like 10 minutes, get up, and then it'll be ready. Because I also want to do chicken, but chicken is also annoying in that I like the taste of fresh chicken, but chicken, you gotta handle raw meat, and it's annoying. So what I might do is end up pre-cooking chicken. Not getting pre-cooked chicken, but pre-cooking my chicken and just putting it in the fridge. It's not the end of the world to eat it reheated, especially if I'm doing a time crunch. And that meal is both tasty and low-ish calories. I mean, if I really wanted to lose weight again, well, there's two avenues. If I really, really, really wanted to lose weight, I would eat soup. But if that's like not sustainable, but to the second you start eating real food again, it'll be the way it'll come back. But the really big weight loss strat would be the turkey burgers that I would make, which is literally just like half a pound of the leanest turkey possible, a whole wheat, like a 70-calorie bun, and mustard, which is like 0 calories, and like the thinnest slice of cheese. Eat 2 of those, it's like 400 calories. But I think I'm gonna substitute actually working out instead of just trying to fully diet, because like I would be on the bike and I'd burn like some calories, but immediately it'd be like, one orange, and immediately you ate all the calories you just burned on the bike. But I want to like try and get to the point on the bike where I can actually like, you know, and also weightlifting. I did buy a blender this year, even though I still haven't taken it out of the box because I don't use it. It was a Black Friday sale or whatever, and I got it like half off, whatever. So like sometimes it's like I don't have a blender. Maybe I should get a blender. So if I do want to go like full, because I mean it's not gonna happen, but a goal I wanted was to, like get abs and like get jacked. So I was like, but for that you need protein shakes. But I never had a blender, so that's why I never bothered with protein shakes. But now that I have a blender, I do have an excuse to make protein shakes. So like maybe 2026 is the year I get jacked. Because I do also kind of want to, I don't know, become physically appealing. So I talked about like, you know, talked about it on Christmas. Unfortunately, oh, I remember. That reminds me. I need to make. I should probably unban Dyer. I don't know, because dude, it wasn't just like the LGBT comments. It was also he was being very rude, calling me lonely just because I didn't have a significant other. Well, that was. But the more I think about it, the more I think he's just young and he doesn't really understand how to like talk to people. I guess I don't know. I might just unban him and give him a warning and be like, hey man. Just watch what you type. Think about what you type. Think about, is this a rude thing to say to someone? And maybe that other people experience things differently. Because saying someone is lonely, saying I hope one day you won't be lonely when you get a girlfriend, it's just like, that's a wild thing to say. Thankfully, I'm over that now. Like, the lonely aspect, like wanting a significant other. There's a point in my life where I was like, please, I need someone. I'm so lonely. But now I'm like, you know, I thought about myself and I realized, you know, I actually like kind of like being alone at some point. I like being alone but not feeling lonely. I've said that before, but like I do think it would be nice to find someone who's independent, who I could be in a relationship with. But it's kind of hard to do on the internet and real life. I figured if I get jacked in real life, it might be easier. You know, maybe I'll get jacked in 2026 and be like, two tickets to Wuthering Heights, please. And then there'll be a book talk baddie there. So you're like, oh hey, I didn't realize you had such a love for romance. I was like, yeah, it's like my favorite. You know, I love romance. It's like my favorite genre movie. And check my letterbox. The only romance there is The Materialists. But the dream. But to have someone who also likes movies, but who also hasn't seen movies. Because my favorite thing is showing people movies. Like all my friends, I'm like, hey, can we watch this movie together? It's my favorite thing to do. There's a reaction channel I watch just for them to react to like stuff. So like, to have someone who respects movies but hasn't seen a lot of them, so I could show them my favorite movies, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. But who knows? Like I said, I'm not really jonesing for it, so I'm not like, you know, desperate. Even though I make jokes sometimes, I'm not like I'm not seeking a girlfriend or a significant other. But if one happens to show up, I'd be like, yeah. Maybe I'm banning if he doesn't. If he does again, ban him again. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I just honestly forgot about it. I was gonna say like this is your warning. You know, you're free, but I won't hesitate to ban you again if you're weird again. Because that's literally one of the rules. I don't have a lot of rules in this chat. Like, you know, I think if you scroll down, I have a rules section, but the rules are, yeah, the number one rule in this chat in this stream is don't be weird. And unfortunately, he broke the rule of not being weird. So, but I'll give him a second chance. You know, I'll unban him in the new year. How about that? New year, new him. 2026. But yeah, I'm not too desperate enough. Not desperate enough. I'm just really lazy. There was a point in my life recently where I was very alone, and I was like, I downloaded dating apps. Which, by the way, dating apps, they're not for me. Because everyone there, I won't call them an NPC. That makes you sound like a 4chan, like a Redditor. But there's all the same things. I like going on hikes. I like traveling. You know, it's just like, that's not me. I like staying inside. But dating apps is just for all the people who go outside. So I didn't really find a lot of people there who was really interested in it. Also, I'm not very physically attractive, and that's something that a lot of people look for on dating apps. That's also kind of want to get jacked. Because even if you're a little ugly, if you have muscles, everyone's like, hold on a second. You know? And don't get me started. Yes, I know, like, don't call yourself ugly. Listen, I'm sorry to tell you, a lot of VTubers are secretly pretty. A lot of them. I'm not one of them. I've worked on my confidence to the point where I could say I'm not ugly. I'm not hideous, but I'm very much mid IRL, which is why I'm a VTuber. But, we'll get there. We're to the point where I'm like, that's actually one thing I'm thankful for about my last relationship, is it taught me how to be confident in myself and my looks. But we're still not there. We'll get there. Takes time. Anyways. Sorry, snooze the ads. That's where Shio popped up again. I think that's about it. 2025 was a good year for me. I hope the next few years are also as good. And I hope people stick around. Hope everyone had fun. Hope everyone had a fun year. Because I won't be lying. Guys, I'm not going to stream again until next year. Pausing the music. Yeah, I won't stream again until tomorrow. What is tomorrow's stream? It's DVD. Yeah. I love DVD. I don't love it, but it's fun. I've been having fun recently as Survivor. Sorry to mute the audio because I'm going to raid. I'm going to raid Sleepy Bug. Because I missed her stream. She's live. She's live today. I don't know how much longer. She'll be like, I almost type raid in her chat. Can't be doing that. Thank you for watching. It's not going to be goodbye for long. I'm going to be live tomorrow, but I won't be here for the new year for some people. Unless you're Europe. It's 11 p.m. for Sleepy. So you got an hour before New Year. It's pretty cool. But since I won't see you till the New Year, have a happy New Year. Hope your year was good. And if it wasn't, I hope next year will be even better. Because you have me. Slash raid. Sleepy Bug. Usually have New Year's Eve. Thank you, Aqua. Thanks for being here, Aqua. Really appreciate it. It's nice having a regular viewer. I'm glad you're here. Alrighty. Goodbye. Sorry, I listened to your stream. I post a raid message. Oh well.